That's my job.
So I played Fred Space 2 last night, guys. That was
Were you spooked?
Yeah, because they start you off in a straitjacket and no weapons as you're running out of a fucking hospital.
Oh yeah, good times.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's like, hey, hope you don't like having friggin' agency because you're about to have fucking nothing.
I was gonna say, just wait. I don't want to spoil anything, but there's one part in particular I remember watching, and I was like, "Ooh, this is absolutely horrifying."
Kurt,
So how
Kurt,
about
it's-
that?
Kurt, it's a horror game. It's a horror game at the. It's the starting. It's the early stages of a horror game. There is no such thing as agency.
It's true. Right, Shadow, thank you for the sub. But I'll be real with you guys. Zito, introduce yourself. Like, people don't know who you are. Like, fucking explain to them who you are.
I guess you could say I am the Chris Zito. I do the streams on the TFS. I do the D&D tables on the TFS, and I also do my own streams at the twitch.tv/Zito. I do Bargain Barrel, which is we play indie games, shit that no one has ever seen before, or possibly has had let slip under their radar, and I bring it to light because, god damn it, y'all need to stop just reading mainstream news. Thursdays I do art stream. Sometimes I do Warhammer minis for shits and giggles. We draw. I have a dice roller for kobolds, and then I roll them up on stream, and then draw them, and then auction them off, so you too can have the character. And Sunday, don't tell nobody, but I'm working on a D&D project for Sundays.
D&D's for nerds.
It is.
Shut up!
Pending Man, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Gemini Maxim, thank you for the sub. And Turian Batman O, thank you for the 8-month resub. Woo! One more year. Well, you got 4 more months technically, but that's still fine. Wow, Snake, where do we go with this, Snake? Aside from just introducing yourself, because you are no longer Senile Snake, are you?
Well, for the most part, no. You can still find me on Twitter at Senile Snake, but you can find me on Twitch at Distortion Devil, where I have been playing through Rocksmith 2014 Remastered Edition, a program that helps you get better at guitar. Well, program is only somewhat fitting. It's
simulator,
half game, half program, half simulator, something like that. Yeah, but yeah, we're on day 51 of the 60-day challenge, and that's been frustrating because it's Ubisoft, but what can you do? But yeah, we're almost done with the 60-day challenge.
Thank you for choosing Uplay. Don't you love that statement? Isn't it a fun statement to read?
Hello, I'm Pierre Guillemot. I can't wait for you to play fun experiences, and you had play all our video games on the Uplay.
For real fast here from 321 Gma, thank you for the gifting that sub to Sombraria, which is a strong name. And Thornton 2017, 3,000 bits. You guys are great. And they're about to bring up rules, Nadine. Should I read the rules?
Huh?
They're saying something about one of the characters' rules.
What?
They're saying something that someone can do something. I don't. You were very firm about reading off rules, though. I want to make sure that.
Reading out rules.
No, you mentioned you don't want me reading off what the chat says about rules.
Then dumb.
Okay.
Don't. Yeah, there's
Thornton,
thank you.
simple. Thornton.
Oh, I was super confused. I was just like, is there a character that I had to talk about?
Thornton, thank you so much for the 3,000 bits, though. But thank you so much.
No, people are like posting stats or things like that in chat. Then no, we're playing a game. Like we're in the moment.
It's in regards to Panic, though, nonetheless. And 321G, thank you for gifting that sub to Thornton. Codename Chaz, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Birthday is a doodly D, 1,000 bits.
Hey.
Codename Chaz, thank you so much. A Man Among Men, 2,000 bits. Happy anniversary. Found you guys on complete accident and haven't regretted it yet. We were accidental, but you said you loved Mom. A Man Among Men, thank you so much for the 2,000 bits.
Yep.
Was that dark?
That was the best self-and I've ever heard in my life.
Self what?
That's the self yes and.
Thank you. Really, it's the best, really.
Yeah, it's the best I've ever heard.
Oh.
What do you say to that?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
JP, the Proxy 95, thank you for the 6-month resub. 321 Gma, thank you for gifting that sub to Colonel Cheru. PM Ghost, thank you for gifting that sub to A Man Among Men. Everyone's just buying a coffee right now for each other. And Knackle Polly, thank you so much for the 3-month resub. Abridged Pieman 21. First time bit drops a 1,200 bits. Thank you so much. Juan Dinner, thank you for the 2,500 bits. Juan Dinner. It takes Juan to know Juan. There we go. It's my meme. I'm done. Probate, 1,000 bits. Here's my cover charge for the evening. Looking forward to some classic hijinks. No worries, Probate. And those who don't know, we got a fun-filled, sorry. We have ourselves a fun-filled Blood Bowl League. Probate will be teasing that in other streams, as well as tonight when he gets a chance. Thank you for the 1,000 bits. Thank you for giving that sub to Nick at Square. Holy, okay, I just use a sub call here. Holy Murdy, Commissar Cultist, Thorgrim, 321 Ajimo, Furious John. Thank you so much for the subs, guys. And Megafang, thank you for the 150 bits. And the Sonic Geek, thank you for 100 bits. Gaijin, where can they find you?
You can find me here at Gaijin Goomba without an H. As is the joke. You can find me everywhere else as Gaijin Goomba with an H.
I have a great name for you, though.
Oh,
you should
please do.
change your Twitch name. I've never seen anyone with this name. You should change your name to Distortion Devil. What do you think?
I was thinking Chaotic Chestnut, but no, Distortion Devil. That's
How
really
many
good.
H's are in Distortion Devil, though?
That's real fast.
That's
12.
very paramount.
You gotta say it like a lisp. It's the Thorfian Devil.
Anywho, as far as what I stream, it's kind of a mixed bag. I try to do cute little ninja games every Sunday, and then every Tuesday we head over to the world of Fallout 4 as we join Jack the Electric Cowboy and his failure at being diplomatic. Many stories have already.
That's good.
No, it's bad.
Half Dead Gaming, thank you for the 11-month resub. Rainuzuka, thank you for the 2,000 bits. I don't catch the stream very often. I need your help to celebrate the anniversary. Strongbow, Cherry Blossom, or Red's Peach Apple. Strongbow, Cherry Blossom. Come on now. Strongbow. I guess it's Strongbow. Prowl, thank you for the 100 bits. Ranzuka, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Oh my lord. Soulflame, thank you for the 100 bits. 321 Ajimo, thank you again for gifting that sub. Just some random Steve, thank you for the 1,600 bits. Happy birthday, Monty! Being here since the beginning, and I can say you guys and gals are my favorite D&D to listen to. And no, now I need sleep. See you on the archives. Bye. Just some random Steve. Thank you for the 1,600 bits.
Thank you.
StuckyBomb5, thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. Oh my god. Sorry, Streamlabs just had a stroke. Take my money. Happy anniversary. Thank you so much, StuckyBomb5. And Glacierius with 6,000 bits. It's been a year. This calls for a bigger than usual for me. Drop party. Thank you so much. It's been a hell of a year, Glacierius, and thank you so much for being here for as long as you've been. Thornton, thank you so much for the 500 bits. That's fine. Still love you guys anyways. Vanitas, thank you. Oh my god. Okay. Oh,
They're just happening, dude. They're just gonna keep happening.
Vanitas42, thank you so much for the 510 bits. Got a Sweet Dragon t-shirt to celebrate both that and the 1 year of Unexpectables. Can't wait for tonight's session. Me either. PM Ghost, thank you for gifting that sub. King Seagull, thank you for the 100 bits. Ivangu, thank you for the 100 bits. Troncon, thank you for the sub. PM Ghost, thank you for gifting that sub. Oh my fucking god.
No one can defeat the quad laser. It's too big.
Tyler, 1985, thank you so much for the 1,000. It's been a crazy year for me, but you all helped me through it. In addition to catching every Wednesday stream, re-listening to the old episodes from the beginning has been one of the only things to keep me sane. Thank you so much. All right.
He could go all the way.
Burninator1130, thank you for the 500 bits. A few months ago, I still remember stumbling upon this campaign a few months ago. Fucking hell. Planeswalker, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub.
You have less than 60 seconds. Go.
Sir, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Dark Lord Popo for 10,000 bits. Happy birthday, Monty. Happy anniversary again. You guys make my week. Happy birthday. Oh, birthday is a doodly. You Kwan Usagi, thank you for the 1,500 bits. I thought you were going to rip your beautiful hair out for the inspirational video. Almost did. 500 bits from SF Cody. Sorry, I got to skip through some of these. Steve Jonah, thank you for gifting that sub to Nightbot.
Do you like my car?
Did someone buy that from... Someone bought a sub for Nightbot?
Yeah, someone bought a sub for Nightbot. SF Cody, thank you so much again, though, dude. And Warfaith, thank you for the 5,000 bits. On a more serious note, you guys have rekindled my love for D&D, writing, character creation, a whole lot of creative things I haven't done over the years. Thank you so much. No worries, Warfaith. Millen Engine, thank you for the 2,345 bits. First stream since I came home yesterday. I had to miss my own session I normally run, but take my bits since I caught you live. PM Ghost, thank you for giving that stuff. Son of a bitch! I'm son of a bitch! Son of a bitch!
Gas! I'm going to step on
I have to skip. Commissar! Commissar Colton, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Poindexter, thank you for the 200 bits. Martronic, 100, thank you for the 500 bits. Mark Wolf, thank you for the 12 bits. There's one Jimu, thank you for the gifting Martronic. Thunder King 8, thank you for the 500 bits.
9 p.m.
Panos Asa, thank you for the 100 bits. E Dragondale, thank you for the 3,000 bits. It's time to get Orc, it's time to get Borky Raw. Chris Montana, thank you for the 5,550 bits. Thank you for the rest, thank you for the 510 bits. We're done. Drismatek, thank you. He said something about Gaijin.
Well then.
It was succinct. You ever seen a speed run of bit drops, motherfuckers?
Gaijin, you introduced yourself, correct?
Only briefly, but that's fine.
Okay, you can find me at Monty Blue on Twitter. You can
No,
find me
we're
at
out of
Monty Blue
time.
on Twitch. We are out of time. I didn't get an introduction. It's fine. It's fine. We want to talk about my birthday, but it's fine.
Okay, it's been your birthday. You get a couple minutes to talk about your birthday, Nadine. Come on.
I was born. All right, let's go.
I was there. Mom and Dad bought me a Lego boat so I wouldn't feel sad.
You know, time? I was there.
Oh, it's true.
Mom and Dad got me a Lego
Alrighty.
boat, but half the boat was built already. I was like, I wanted to build the bottom.
Alrighty. When last we left our heroes, Borky the Orc Barbarian, Task the Kobold Ranger, Greckles the Kenku Rogue, and Panic the Tiefling Bard, the party succeeded in apprehending and tearing down a terrorist threat to the city of Alivast and its people. Learning that the Eltmer royalists had done dealings with devils, the party apprehended the vile cultish group, challenged its leaders, and coaxed out a crown devil that was making nest in the Eltmer's prominent leader. After battling tooth and nail against the beast, the party met up with the local guard, earned their rewards, enjoyed a stiff drink, and went to bed. Now awakening the next dawn, a new day awaits.
Before we start, Nate, I want to say you said cult-ish. Were they just not in on it yet? Like, I might be into it. Like, I might. I'll sacrifice like an animal I don't like.
I guess I'll drink this goat's blood, but
I'm not going to be into murdering this virgin. I'm really not into it, guys.
Before you guys even wake up, as you guys are very comfortable in your beds, you have the nice warm quilts and bedding around you, soft and plush. The air around you is cold as the winter air kind of begins to creep in. You actually begin to hear what sounds like almost like a ringing cowbell, like a ringing parade bell outside, and it kind of jolts you all awake as you hear it loudly, and you can hear voices as you hear this voice kind of proceeding down the street.
Can Borky slam open his window real fast?
You do, yeah. You lift it up.
What does Borky see?
First of all, the moment you open up, you get just a rush of cold air, and you just immediately you shiver. You can feel your breath. You can see your breath on the wind, and you look down. You see a dwarf, a very short dwarf, wearing what appears to be almost like a tabard sort of robe set, and next to him is a very tall elf with actually no hair, walking with a similar tabard with a different symbol. Borky, you can roll a knowledge religion.
Okay, real fast. Knowledge religion. Excellent. My -1. That's a nat 20.
Natural 20!
Oh God.
In your sleepy stupor, where you're just completely done with being woken up, you're able to recognize. You just look. The dwarf is wearing a tabard of Uspa, which is the god of storms and weather and the sea. And the person standing next to him, walking next to him, the elf, is wearing a symbol which you don't really know about a whole lot, but you recognize for some of the libraries in town, which is the symbol of Nerasman, which is, from Willow, is the god of the arcane, essentially.
Okay. The god of the magic.
The rest of you guys, are you looking outside, or are you all just kind of like staying in bed?
Borky would like to yell. Borky needs to yell something at them. Hey! Would you keep it down? You almost interrupted me when I did my morning ritual.
The dwarf looks like this. Hey! Make sure you got everything tied down. Snow's on its way.
Was it time to get Orky? Is it time to get Borky yet?
I don't know, but you do you. If you got anything outside, you might want to bring it in.
Borky just closes the window. Ah!
You
Inside
hear
his
Borky
house.
yell. You hear the dwarf yell. Panic, you were actually on the street side if you want to open your window and look as well, or if you just want to look outside.
I open my window.
You get hit with that same cold air. And you watch as you actually see across the street with Ben, who is the blacksmith, and Big Guy are currently actually grabbing tools and stuff and shoving it inside of their blacksmith shop. They're grabbing things and like shoving them inside as this dwarf is going down the street. It's just like, snow's coming, and like people are like tying things down, people are dragging things in, and then you turn. Do you look outside?
Yeah, I guess.
Further. Roll a perception check.
No, real question: is Panic wearing a shirt as he opens this? By the way, just for the artists.
The silence says everything.
Panic sleeps in the nude.
Oh snap!
All right, I need to find my character sheet here real quick.
It's right. It's right there. It's right. No, not there. There.
There we go. Thank you.
Not there.
That's 12.
Okay, well it's pretty obvious. You definitely pass. You kind of like lean your head out, and your hair just kind of get like cold behind your ears and your neck, and you're like, ugh. You lean out, and you see just blackness to the west, just a black cloud. And then you begin to hear this horrendous rumbling from this giant black cloud. And soon it begins to sort of get darker and darker above you all. And then the dwarf, who at this point has kind of stopped around your place, runs beneath Ben's shop and goes, "Here it comes!" As all of a sudden the sky booms and drops 2 feet of snow, just bam, like a blanket.
Jesus Christ! What?
Borky falls out of his. Can Borky fall out the window?
The
Is there
entire,
like a panic-shaped hole where the snow should have fallen?
yeah,
It
you
just
get
fell
snow
on him.
all over your head. You're just like, blah, you kind of bring yourself back in. You get a nice, like, almost like dumping a bucket of cold water over your head. You get
It really brings a new meaning to don't like the weather. Wait a minute. God damn, what the heck? It's supposed to happen slowly.
After it does that, it begins to
fucking town.
lightly snow just a little bit. The
Panic!
entire building shook, by the way. It was like boom, and it just shook the entire thing. You could even hear like the glasses and the things on your guys' tables like smack together.
In that case, Greckles is gonna just quickly get dressed and beeline it down to the main area to make sure everyone's okay.
Okay.
This fucking town.
Task fucking like wakes up, looks out the window, doesn't open it. Oh no, by now I've seen everything. Just Photoshop selects and whips back into bed.
Borky says no.
Greckles,
Oh, sorry, go on.
Greckles, you run downstairs. As you do, Willow's actually like blinking eyed, like tired. She's in like a nightgown. She's just like, "Is winter here?"
2 feet of it is here apparently.
Oh, okay. And she closes the door. You go downstairs, and like Scarbles is currently like a cat is clinging to. You guys have like a crude chandelier. She's currently clinging to that like a cat. And she's like,
Scarbles, I need you to get down.
"Catch me!" And she like lets go. Roll a strength check. Actually, I'll say
Strength?
Yeah.
Okay. My best worst stat. Oh,
natural 20.
Oh,
You do
this
like
bodes
a
well.
knee slide like a dancer, and then catch her aloft in your talons, and you just drop her on the floor.
No, I hang on to her. I'm not that much of an asshole.
No. You like gently let her down.
Would,
Gently.
would you say you're like doing that dirty dancing thing where you like do that pose on the chair and like slide off down to the chair? You know?
Oh, hell
Yeah.
Yeah. Because.
Okay. What was all that about?
I think that was winter.
Yeah, it just kind of dropped out of nowhere.
I think that's happened before. The guy across the street said it comes in like you wouldn't believe, but it doesn't leave the same way. So, there you go, I guess. I hope the Lewis Drog's okay out there. I think he was standing guard.
I'll go check on him in a minute. Have you seen Helga?
No, I think she's still sleeping. I'll go check on her though.
No. Don't wake her up. We just want to let her get a rest. I'm gonna go check on Lewis Strog.
It looks like hey, Greckles.
What?
Good on you. Choose life.
And like just like
Wow.
she she walks over. She's actually gonna peek into Helga's room just to make sure she's not awake. Oh yeah, that's a 21 for Scarbles. Scarbles just gently opens the door, closes it, and goes, like gives you like the okay symbol, like, yeah, you don't want to go in there. And then she like runs into the employee's room. What's everybody else upstairs doing?
Oh, I am drying off.
Borky's head is stuck in a snowbank as the snow
Did I
pulled him outside.
Did I get my cloak at this point?
No, this has only been 1 day, so it's still being made at the moment.
Oh, good. Just get back to bed.
Okay, you just keep rolling up in bed. Greckles, you head outside?
Yeah, to go check on Lewistrog, if he's even there.
You walk outside and you just see a mound of snow on the ground, and just slowly, Lewistrog gets up.
You okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Do you want a jacket or maybe some hot cocoa?
Hot cocoa?
You've never had hot cocoa?
No.
Huh. Where's Borky at? Like, would he...
Borky's like on the roof, I think. Like his torso is out of the roof currently.
He's kind of Gmod flailing right now, actually.
He turned off no clip when he was halfway through the wall.
I'm okay. I do not need a cloak nor your cocoa, as you call it.
Are you sure it's one of the best things ever this time of year?
There's like a moment of tension. Roll an insight check.
Yeehaw! I'm actually expecting that now. Ooh, 20.
Okay. You get the sense he's feeling uncomfortable because he probably can't have it.
Right. All right, well, just let us know if you need anything, okay?
Yes, I will be your day guard and your night guard for the next few days. Vel is unwell, and Nerrigan had to leave on matters of the clergy.
Are you going to be able to pull a 24-hour shift constantly?
It's a moment of silence.
Yes.
All right. I guess I'll just head back. Unless there's something else worthwhile outside, I guess I'll head back in. I mean, it's 2 feet of snow.
You do see across the way, Ben, the blacksmith, is currently laughing at Big Guy, who's just like, who got caught as he was trying to grab something. He's completely like covered in snow.
Can I go yell at him real quick?
Yeah, he's right there. You
Hey.
absolutely can.
Hey, Ben.
Yeah.
Look, I know we're kind of new to Alivast, relatively speaking, but what in the nine hells just happened?
Winter. And he like dusts off Big Guy, who's just like leaning down, getting cleaned off.
Well, I mean, do we just have to shovel ourselves out the old-fashioned way? I mean, you're making light of a very odd situation, in my opinion.
Oh, it's only odd if you think of it that way. You get used to it once the years go by.
I know.
Greckles turns around and like pupils shrink, looking at the ground. It's only weird if you think about it. That's the only way to think about it.
If you want, I can lend that girl you have working for you, Merle. Sorry, I haven't talked to her, but I could lend her a shovel if you'd like. We got a spare.
Greckles just kind of looks around, just completely dumbfounded by everything. All right.
Sure thing. I'll have Big Guy bring it over later once we're done.
Good neighbor.
Awesome.
Good neighbor. Good neighbor.
Just
Alright,
Greckles just slowly walks back.
You guys getting up, or you guys just staying in bed?
Borky's still trapped.
Now I'm confused. Did he get yanked from his window to the ground, or what happened?
This is Dumbledore just slapped his head down into the snow, essentially.
He got pulled out his window.
Do I see the poor boy struggling?
You do, yeah. It's hilarious.
All right. I guess it's the only good thing to do. What do I need to do to pull him out?
Roll an acrobatics to climb up to the second window, first of all.
Don't we have people?
This boy.
Don't we have people coming over?
You do, yeah. You managed to climb up fairly easily, and then roll a strength to get him out. Borky, actually do it with advantage. Borky's struggling.
Here we go.
Yeah,
That's a
you
15.
managed to pop him out. You grab him by the hair and you just yank him out.
Oh,
You doing okay there, big guy?
it's like I blinked and it was winter. Did I miss this?
It's really weird if you think about it. Borky walks. Thanks, Greckles.
Wait, Borky.
What?
Ben on the other side is actually bringing us a shovel. Looks like we're gonna have to dig our way out.
Yeah, it's fair. Oh, man, the whole city got trapped with all the snow. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I'm trying to.
What about Husrod? He was in the sack.
I get the feeling Hosrod's either. I get the feeling he's gonna be okay. He is cold blood after all, so he would, I guess.
Oh
be
my
dead at
god,
this
him and
point.
Task are going to die.
Task is gonna remember. Task has that weird fire in his belly, so I think he's gonna be fine.
No, it's called anger. It's called anger in the belly.
Okay. Well, Borky, you go check up on Task. I'm gonna go figure out where Panic is. Be careful and quiet going downstairs. Helga is still asleep.
Okay, I'll just shortest path.
Can Borky like angle down to Task's window?
No, because you guys live in four
We're on
separate rooms.
we're on 4 separate rooms on the second floor.
Yeah, so you are currently like you and yours and Greckles' rooms are across from each other, closest to the door to leave. Tasks is across from Panic's to the furthest left side.
Can Borky make his way over there then?
Sure.
Okay, do I have to roll? What do I roll for that? As Borky's carefully.
Are you sneaking?
No, Borky's booming on the roof like Santa
You don't
Claus.
have to do anything. If you're on the roof though, you will want to make an acrobatics check if
Okay.
you're doing this from the roof.
Okay, yes, Borky is doing this from the roof. And that is a 9.
Okay, you slip and fall. And you slide down with a whole drift of snow, which hasn't fully stuck to the roof yet.
Can I try to catch him?
Sure. Roll a dexterity. Just a straight dexterity check. Kurt, I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
there we
fuck!
go. Hold on. I gotcha.
I can't believe I've done this.
That's a 10.
All right, Greckles, I need you to roll a strength check for me because you do grab him, but if you can actually yank him. No,
6.
both of you fall off the roof.
Ah!
You crash into your courtyard. Task, you hear just like boom, 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 ah! As you're sleeping inside.
Task sits up, shrugs, goes back to sleep.
You guys both
Noisy. I hate this.
You guys both fall into the courtyard. It's not a very big drop. Your guys' roof is fairly low.
Oh, fuck. I can't believe I've done this.
You guys both take 3 points of falling damage.
No! I wanted to flip in the air somehow and 3-point land and not take damage like magic. There's no true magic in Alivast.
Well, this
And it just knows.
it's true. It's true.
As you fall down, you do notice that there's a new like little side building attached to the back of Willow's Tower. Actually, it's like a little stone. It looks like a nice stone shed.
Hey, Borky, check that out.
Real quick question: Is a bunch of snow fall on top of us now?
No, you went with the snow. So
Okay.
you just fell. In fact, it kind of lightened your fall.
Okay.
Because you fell into like a snowdrift.
All right.
There's now a big like naked patch on the roof where Task's bedroom is.
Can you turn Borky's head? Because Borky's still like just sitting all
Yep.
shocked.
Just like basketball palms his head, lifts up. Borky, check that out.
It's a building.
No, Borky, there's more to the building.
Oh, it's an
I saw-
extra building.
Borky, Greckles turns Borky's head to him to face him face to face. Borky, I need you to pay attention. Listen,
Okay, yeah.
Willow was awake all night last night doing
Yes.
something, and
Yeah.
apparently this was it.
Oh. Well, good thing she kept it down.
Apparently. All right, let's.
All right, 1 second.
Borky makes a snowball and throws it at Task's window.
You need to roll a dexterity check to do that, or strength actually. Roll a strength check to hit his window with that.
I swear to God, if this breaks my window.
16.
No, it hits your window really loud and it like blasts. There's like wet snow stuck to your window now.
Borky throws another one. 24.
Yeah, you hit the window again. There's now another one.
Borky, I think he gets it. You can ease up.
Which one was that? Which one's Panic's room?
It's on the other side, so you actually would
Oh,
have to go to
right.
like the city street to hit his.
Right, it's on the other side because it's beside me. Yeah.
All right, well, you stay out here and enjoy the snow. I'm gonna go see what everyone else is
All right,
up to.
I'm gonna make a snow azimuth.
Borky falls backwards and starts making a snow hazard.
Okay, you start making a snow angel.
When do you start getting frostbite, my dude? Because you're still like
Borky's got a lot of thick meat. He sleeps in his pants.
You will have to roll a Constitution saving throw eventually.
Okay, he's doing a quick snow azimuth real fast, just a quick one.
Yeah.
Borky has the ability thick fat.
Thick fat.
Like a Pokemon.
Exactly.
All right. As you guys go to leave, the little shed actually opens. The door opens from the inside, and you actually see as Hammernar and Adric exit, with like a bunch of tools kind of tossed over their shoulders, and like they're wearing aprons. And they kind of stop and look up at the sky, and they go, "Well, it's about time." Told you it was about time there, Hammernar. Oh, hello, bird and orc. There's the princess.
Hi.
Kind of laughs.
Oh, how's it going there, guys? It's winter. It happened just like that.
Yeah, it happens every year. It's what it is.
Haminar, is there any reason why it happens like this?
Well, if you noticed, I'm sure there was a person ringing a bell and screaming that it's coming.
Right.
So there was a person probably in a tabard with the, Nerazman, god of the arcane.
Right.
Magic.
Why though?
What's the death toll every year?
He just shrugs. He's just like, I don't know.
Well, I'm curious. There's no way no one doesn't get hit by this.
That is up to the Uspa temples to deal with, not me. I am supposed to make your guys' bathhouse and then go home.
Oh, that's Borky.
Perfect timing.
Perfect.
Perfect timing, right?
Okay. For the first time ever, Greckles is gonna reach up for a high five. With Borky.
Borky's still doing the snow azimuth, so Borky just kind of leans up real fast, and then goes back down and finish it off.
Is Panic here?
They're all inside, although I'm not sure if they're awake.
No, it is cold. I don't blame them for staying in. But
It's gonna be nice having that bathhouse.
yeah, I think it's good timing too.
Is there anything that you two are gonna need for this?
We're done. We finished it.
Oh,
Yeah,
excuse me then.
Borky
We were just doing the finishing touches, me and Adric.
Borky does it.
Adric kind of like hoists up his belt kind of proudly and crosses his arms.
Well then, Greckles does a medium bow. Otsukare-sama.
And of course, there's a women's side and there's a men's side. So
Greckles just kind of has a small gleam in his eye.
Borky.
You watch as the back door opens. Task looks at Borky, picks up a snowball, throws it at his head, and goes back inside.
All right, roll a dexterity check for me for the snowball.
His window?
No, he went downstairs in his pajamas, just like looks at Borky, picks up snow, and throws it at him.
Task
Stop
wears
throwing
pajamas?
snowballs! Let me find my character sheet. I'm sorry.
I just can't get over the fact that Task wears pajamas.
Right?
Does he wear a onesie? I'm just curious if he wears a onesie of
I
Tarisk.
hope so.
No, but he just wears pants. It's just big old sweatpants.
It's too late. No, it's too late. Everyone's gonna be drawing Task in like little striped pajamas now and a hat.
No, little dragon pajamas. Let's see. Where's my spell at here?
This is
With advantage, because technically he's prone at the
Yep.
moment doing his snow angel. 22. All right, yeah.
22.
Forky, you get hit in the face with a snowball. You get a mouthful
Stop
of
throwing snow at my window! Slams door.
Okay, so Borky's now starting to I'll show you snow. Borky starts piling up, he starts rolling up snow like a giant ball. Just while Greckles keeps talking with Hammer. I'll show you a giant ball. I'll show you snow, Tarisk. I think it's so freaking great, Tarisk. Look at me, I got a bow and arrow. My rage.
Panic, are you still in bed or are you coming down?
Panic is coming down. A face full of snow doesn't really leave a lot more room left for sleep.
No.
So he's coming down. He's now wearing his old jacket. It's all tattered and shit because he doesn't have a shirt anymore either. So this is just all he's got.
Oh.
He just comes down, sits down, like buries his head in his hands.
Ty Borpington comes out with a plate of what looks like some sort of like French toast. And he's like, oh, good morning, Panic. Here you go. You look starving and disappointed. And he slides a plate in front of you.
Thank you.
It looks like it looks like a French toast. It looks like very thickly cut delicious bread, which has been seared on either side with egg. There's a trail of what looks like honey, and then like light dusting powdered sugar. And next to it is a very light looking cup of coffee. It looks like it's got cream and things in it. So, and there's some strawberries on the side, which is weird because those are technically out of season.
Thank you.
No problem. I'm gonna go give well, actually, I'll just the rest of them are up. I'll just leave their food here. And he sets out 3 more plates. He goes, "All right, well, are you okay? You look sad."
Don't want to talk about it.
Okay, great. Just like back on the ship, all those tough sailors not wanting to talk about their feelings. It's great. It's fine. Just goes back to the kitchen.
Mr. Borpington.
Well, okay.
Oh, hi, Task. Hello. Your breakfast is on the counter there for you.
Thank you. If it's not too much trouble, please prep like some sort of like hors d'oeuvre or whatnot for guests. We're expecting people for interviews.
Oh, I've got just the thing. And he just like scrambles back into the kitchen.
Tax looks at his plate, sits next to Panic, and looks down. Why did someone throw up this egg all over this bread?
What? No.
Taz picks up the bread and just looks at it like, what the fuck is this?
It's French toast.
Technically Periton toast, but you know.
It's Periton toast.
Oh, good save.
Keep it in universe.
Finger crossbows.
I guess Greckles would be walking at this point as well.
All right. Hammernar and Adric follow you, and as they do.
Can Borky follow in as well with a giant snow thing on his shoulder? Hey, Task, where are you?
Borky. Look.
I do a perception check to find Task.
It's not very hard. He's sitting right there as you walk in through the door.
Borky, he has a giant shoulder snow. Hey, Task, you alright? And Borky's going to throw.
Oh no!
The giant snow
Dexterity save, I guess.
Yeah, dexterity save, and I need a strength check from Borky.
23.
How
21.
21. You grab your plate, Task, and as Borky in slow motion lobs the snowball, you just jump off your stool. It crashes, knocks over your stool to the ground, and you land on the counter with your plate.
Task just like sits down on the counter, starts eating his toast. I'm telling Helga.
No, don't do that, don't do that.
Borky starts
Smirk and slowly walks over to her door.
Borky quickly gets on the ground and starts scooping it up as fast as he can. Roll for scoop. What do I roll for scoop?
Dexterity check, and Task you on Helga's door.
Dexterity check. 6! Fuck! 6!
You hear like a groaning noise, Task, and I hear the sound of heavy footfalls as Helga opens the door. She's wearing like a pink a sleeping gown, and like she's got like cream on her face, and like she like pulls off a cucumber off her face, and she looks really tired. She goes, "What do you want?"
Task just leans back and holds his hand out to Borky with snow all over the floor.
It was an accident.
You do realize now that Meryl has to clean this up.
Oh, that's fine then. Borky sits down. I'd like breakfast. Thank you.
Oh, it's right there.
Greckles is actually gonna go sit next to Panic while all this insanity takes place.
All right, Helga like looks down to Task and goes, "I need time. I'll be out later." And she closes the door.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Hammernar comes in and he actually like walks over to you, Panic, as well. Hey.
Does he like walk into the scene like David Bowie crotch first? Like just hello.
He's like he's got his hand out on the counter, and he's like leaning on the one hand on the counter. The other hand's on his hip as he's looking down at you.
Hello, I'm Hamanal.
Hello.
So he just
guess you were here.
completed.
Yeah, I was about to say, I guess you're just here for the bathhouse.
Yep. You make it sound like a bad thing, like I forgot you.
No, it's just got a lot on my mind. Is it finished?
It is all done.
Oh, thank goodness.
The water though, and he pulls out like a sheet of paper, which just looks like kind of like an outline of what he did, sort of like a bill almost. He goes, Your water currently is a tethered water weird, essentially. It's kind of a new thing. It keeps itself heated up and will defend it from people who are not allowed in the bathhouses to prevent people, going in the back. There's no lock, but you want it available to, all your employees, I can only guess.
Huh.
Oh my god, we have a living water weird as our fucking bathhouse? That's so weird!
That's pretty weird.
Well,
Okay,
it's
so
a
what-
it's a new it's a north well, I heard it's a Northlander thing. It's like he starts flipping through like the paper. He goes, it was made by a guy called Nicholas Kimber. It's old.
Wait.
Old, yeah.
Wait, time out, because I've just now looked this up. We have a water elemental guarding the bathhouse.
Well, it's not
Or
gonna like
is it the
it is the bath. Yeah, it's just water. Don't worry about it.
I have a question.
Sorry, that
I
was.
I have a question real fast, actually, if that's okay
Yeah.
if I ask it. Borky's so like, there's a wall in between the guys and the girls, right?
There's a big giant
Okay.
bath,
Yeah.
big circle bath,
Mhm.
and then there is a divider between the two. The water can come.
How
through.
high is the divider?
It is about 10 feet high or
Okay.
so.
That's good. Could we maybe put like barbed wire on top of it? Because of
Borky just kind of gestures a little bit to Greckles.
What does that mean?
to keep the girls away from you because you're sexy.
Smacks him on the head.
I mean, you could get a curtain for additional AC if you'd like. We could install a curtain, but barbed wire, I don't think we would be permitted to put that in that bathhouse.
Okay.
I don't think we need it. Don't sense any problems between the employees and yeah.
Fair enough. But yeah, no, it's nice down there. You got towels too. If you have a maid, then they can clean the towels for you.
I would.
Which I
love
hope with
to
a
see
place this big, you have multiple maids. Dear Lord, but yeah.
We're soon to get another one. A new guard, new maid, and new servitor in a few moments.
Sounds good. I noticed some little dragons flying into your little roost there, so I might have that information for you. Unless Adric, do you have that? He goes, "Oh, actually, I got that for you right here." Let me just
I
look
really
this
hope we
through.
did. I really hope we didn't lose any in the snow.
Ah, no, those little buggers are really strong. He goes digging through his bag and he pulls out a bunch of sheets of paper. And if you guys go under found documents, I will make them all available for you.
Oh boy.
Oh
boy.
Oh boy.
New
Okay,
employee.
where is it under found documents?
It's under found documents.
All the way at the top.
You're a bit late to hire some folks, Most people are hired before the snow actually hits, so you have a few applications, but
Ooh.
Well, we're all saving the world again.
aye, good business that is. Anyway, Amador, you should go. You got some meeting with Lady Isla. And he goes, yeah, I do. She just got back last night. So.
How did that go?
Yeah, we heard lots about that. It was crazy.
At this point, all the Hoketh clerics, paladins, and worshippers, and otherwise, besides the ones who maintain the temples, on a sort of mundane level, they're all kind of widespread at the moment trying to find that artifact, but that is none of my business.
Mhm.
Lady Isla came back, had a bit of a tussle with what appeared to be some sort of, ghost of some kind. And her, I don't know if she's even upset. I mean, she seems like herself, so. He just shrugs. I deal with dwarves. I don't do the magic and the weather and ghosts.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, it's none of my business.
Hammernar, really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Could we possibly order custom curtains for gold?
No.
Greckles just slouches down a little bit, slightly sad.
The only way you can buy things to upgrade your building is with Alivastian credits.
I'll get back to you on that.
Hey, if you ever want an order, just mail one out. We can get it done for you as long as you have the credits for it. Anyway, Panic. Romantion another time. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Come on, wake up. And Hammernar turns and like begins to leave with Adric. They open the door and they leave.
So Panic was up. You seem less than fastidious.
I don't want to talk about it.
And he's in tattered clothes, right?
Yeah, he is. He doesn't have anything else really.
Hold on one second. Greckles is gonna run back to his room.
Panic's gonna eat his French toast, preparing to immediately go utilize the new bath facilities as soon as he's finished. But he'll wait for Greckles.
As you guys are actually eating your thing, Greckles, what do you come back downstairs with?
I come back downstairs with the robe that Panic had made me.
Oh, the yukata.
Yeah, the yukata. I bring back down the yukata, like very, very gently across both my arms. You're gonna need this if you're gonna go hit the bathhouse.
Panic holds it, and he's like, "Well, yeah, but one problem." And Panic puts it on, and he shows that it's much smaller than it was because he cut it to Greckles' size.
Oh, I guess that would be a problem.
Oh, it's the thought that counts. I'll be fine. But that dragon throat.
All right, well, let's go open that. I'm gonna go open that door.
Okay, you go to the front door. You open the two doors, and you don't see the employees that applied. You actually see Doros currently leaning over in your awning.
I just imagine it's just the chest of Doros.
You see Doros leaning over. You see what looks like a man in a tabard as well, with a sword at his side, and you see a man in robes, which you all recognize actually. At the food festival, he was a judge there. His name is Redmond Bell. And anyone who wants to roll knowledge history can do so.
Let's go.
That's an 11.
That's a 15.
16.
All right, Borky, do you want to try?
No, Borky's still eating. He's chowing through all them.
Sitting in snow in the middle of the floor while eating.
Task and Panic, you recognize this man. This man is the ambassador to the Silver King. This man is the Alivastian representative of the current country of Eltmer. And he's wearing very nice robes. And you open the door to him, and he looks down at you and goes, "May I enter?"
Yes, by all means, come on in.
Excellent, thank you. And he turns to Doris and goes, "You don't need to guide me any longer. I think I can find my way back. Thank you so much, Captain."
What was his name?
Redmond.
Redmond. Oh yeah.
Redmond Bell, I believe is his name.
Got it.
I hope I remembered that right.
Sorry about that.
Task will
Yeah.
wait for the other two gentlemen to walk past, look over to Doros. I'm sure you're just wanting to. Yeah, I'm sure you want to see Willow as well, right?
He shakes his head like no, and then slowly like nods like yeah, and he kind of
He waves him in.
Doris.
Doris stops, looks at you.
Be careful. She just went to bed.
He kind of looks a little scared, contemplates the risk, gives you a nod, stops, looks to the breakfast, and then looks to you and kind of like is like, "Food? Where food?"
Well, we did have food for other guests, but if you wish to have some portion of it, go ahead.
He gives a thumbs up and goes into the kitchen. You hear Ty go, "Ah! Oh, it's you." And eventually Doris comes out with a plate of food for that's potentially Willow. And he kind of goes.
Task will usher the other gentleman to a table. Gentlemen?
Yeah, Redmond enters. The man at his side you recognize as it looks like maybe some sort of like soldier of Eltmer of some kind. He's very, very young looking man. They both enter. And they do sit.
How was the snow? Where'd you stay?
We stay in the upper districts, but it was rather surprising to say the least.
I know, right? Did you fall off your roof too?
No, but I am glad I didn't. Redmond Bell, and he extends a hand to all of you.
Take his hand and I shake it.
Same.
It is
Task.
A task. You have a task for me.
No, that is my name.
Oh, I see. What an interesting name. A pleasure to meet you.
Yes, you as well.
Greckles, pleasure to meet you as well.
Oh, sorry, Borky.
Just leans over Task.
He's a little hesitant to shake your hand, but he does shake your hand. He's just like,
Come on, I'm not gonna bite.
And yourself.
Point is he?
I-
Does he mean
Yeah, he's
Panic.
looking panic.
panic?
Pleasure to meet you. I wish I had some sort of reward for you, given what I've heard you've done for the people of Eltmer. I was informed by the guard that you had apprehended and, in some cases, removed some unsavory types from our country, and for that, I would like to give to you my most humble thanks. We very much appreciate keeping our people safe in hopes that they one day may return to their home country.
Indeed. Well, we are regretful to say that there was one other demon that escaped our grasp, so unfortunately there is one probably still traipsing about.
In our defense, though, it's invisible.
Yes, the creature could turn invisible. However, we did exercise whatever was underneath the building.
And
we
most
didn't.
importantly-
We killed him. You didn't exercise.
Borky, that's what it means.
Oh, really? Man, we exercise so many people.
Greckles just slightly pats him on the head.
Don't fucking
Most
do that.
importantly, though, I'd like to thank you for getting people out of there safely. Gods forbid what may have happened had you not come. But yes, the Silver King, as well as myself, extend our humblest of thanks. Additionally, though, as much as it was already going to happen, I did perhaps hurry along the write-off on your concerning criminal record, but nonetheless, I did add my signature to that to ensure that it was processed post-haste. Respectfully, of course.
Much obliged.
Certainly. If you ever are in need of an ally, you are happily welcome in Eltmer, under the rule of the Silver King.
And if you ever need extra work, I'm sure you can find us here.
Additionally, though you've already done so much for me, I do ask, it has come to my attention that you may have some refugees from such a country. Perhaps speak to them and let them know that it is safe to return now. The country has become healthy and it is growing. We are putting our best efforts forward and we hope that people do return.
How many people left exactly?
No, he kind of scratches the back of his neck. We do
Like-
not have, obviously, the same numbers, given that many died as well.
Like a lot, a little, a fair amount, a concerning amount.
A fair amount, not a concerning amount. by
Okay,
no means,
okay.
no. But enough farmers and enough educators that we would like them back. People of expertise, politicians, people who know the history as well. We would like to return. Women as well. We would very much like to return, given that the current balance between men and women is a little bit more skewed.
Complete sausage fest over there, eh?
Well,
Anyway, Ambassador Bell, I think I might speak for all of us too when I say it would be an honor if we could meet the Silver King at some point.
You perhaps may have a chance, though that is not for me to say. With respect, and I do trust you, but the Silver King has been considering a visit to Alivast, given the nature of the dragon cultist now residing to the north. It does bring him a great deal of concern, as well as he wouldn't mind, talking politics for the most part. We do want our people to return, and in the same sense, the people of Alivast need a little bit of extra help with some threats at the moment. So time will tell, but perhaps.
Now,
speaking, when he says dragon cult, Task goes, "Oh, please pardon me 1 second," checking on Tara Scout in the front.
He's fine. He's in his doghouse.
Quite,
He's very happy.
Greckles, to everyone, if I remember this correctly, like the guy we killed, that we exercised, he says something about a prince or something. Should we tell them that?
Task?
Prince.
Yeah, like Borky explained.
Oh, there was the guy. He was the one that the demon came out of, right? And he's like, demon came out. And he's all like, "Rah! Rah!" And we were like, got him. We got him good. And panic crawled on the wall. It was crazy. But then, like, the body it came out of was like, the prince will rise again. Something along those lines.
Is that any valuable information to you?
It is. We are aware that some people may have slipped through our grasp, though I do not know the details to that. The Silver King does protect some information for the most part, but hearing that does help us. Though at the same time, the particular nature of these ex-Eltmer politicians tends to lie in grasping at straws, if I were to say anything.
Yeah, the reason I mention it is because, like, when you're dying, you're like, all right, I'm dead. Got my last thing to say, and I'm going to say something chilling. He could have been like, I was always amazing at washing dishes, or I was always great at that. And he said, there is a prince, and he's coming back. And I mean, like, on the up and up, you guys seem okay, so just figured we pass that information along that there may or may not be a princess alive.
We definitely appreciate that information.
No worries, no worries.
In regards to your request for seeking others from your country, if there are those that are in our employment, we will pass that information along. However, that is of their choosing, should they wish to leave.
Yes, absolutely. We do not want to force anyone back. That would seem as cruel as the leaders who once ruled the country. We do want to appeal to them, though. I can understand leaving a place that was terrible. You fear going back to something that is terrible. We simply want to have it known that is not so.
Understandable.
Indeed. But I do understand as well that many have made families here and will perhaps want to stay here. We have hopes that perhaps they may want to move with their families, but we cannot force that. Absolutely not.
Well, hopefully in time, your land's founding will be in greater light.
I hope so. I should take my leave. Enjoy your breakfast, and apologies.
Do you want? Do you want breakfast?
Oh, I've already eaten. Thank you.
Okay. It's just Top Open is the greatest cook on this goddamn planet.
Well, the food that they serve in the upper districts is not half bad either.
Okay.
Thank you once again very much, and take care.
You as well.
And he nods, and the sort of knight at his side, you assume is a guard, he just kind of nods too, and they both exit out the door. And he stops, Rebin Bell kind of turns and looks over to the stained glass that Solly did. He kind of stops, and he turns and goes, that is quite beautiful. And he just kind of makes his way out.
Yeah, it is. Greckles just kind of whispers under his breath, just kind of tapping at the table, and half his face on his hand.
Alrighty, let's get to employees now. Did you guys look through the employee applications?
Oh, yeah.
Sure did. Can't help but notice that Hal is a guard.
An option.
Yeah.
All right, so who do we have here? Okay, so he's got a busy day ahead of us. We have to hire a new guard because, did, like, Nerrigan die, or what happened to him again?
No, he went off with his clergy.
Oh,
he's taking time off.
Oh, he only worked here for like 2 weeks. God damn. You're supposed to mention you need time off when you take the job. It's fine. It's fine.
He did, Borky.
I gotta pay attention more. Just
understatement of the year.
Well, no, it's not. I just said it very loudly and
well,
clearly.
In any case, we have only one made application, but we do also have 2 extra ones here for all applications. Though we are one short for getting a specific one for a server.
Well, maybe we can get them another job. Oh, what if we had someone to just plow the snow? Because, like, that could happen again.
And out of character, that falls under a maid. So.
Oh, it does. Oh, it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
It's just because, like, I mean, we didn't ask if that's a heavy snowfall or a light snowfall. Because if that's light, oh god, heavy snowfall is gonna kill at least like 20% of the population.
Well, I feel we should put a little bit more effort into figuring out who we want as a guard first.
Okay, so we got because I can't read. I'm sorry to admit that. I
Well,
still can't.
Hala, female human monk, from the far east. Tash just looks at Borky, just like, we already know this, but I may as well just say it anyway because the boy can't read.
Yeah.
From the eastern isles of Orek, a formerly trained open palm monk with a mastery of acrobatics, Hala is an expert at hand-to-hand combat.
Mm-hmm.
While not the most menacing fighter, her skills are impressive. She is currently looking for work to make ends meet.
Okay, that's the girl we fought. That's the monk who could like jump on like big poles and stuff, right?
We're pretty much getting everyone who is at that fight pit in the Underdark just pretty much come here.
No, it's not true. Salvador doesn't want to hang out with us because he thinks we suck, and the
He's
other
a patron.
one. It's true. He hangs out here, but there's also the other guy, the one with the tattoo under his eye. All right.
His name was Silence. Yeah.
Silent.
Yeah, his name was Silence.
Yeah. Okay.
Literally who?
Okay.
It's kind of been a year.
All right.
Yeah.
So, who else we got?
I'm going to get this wrong. I apologize. You're a Magister?
Euromagister. He was
You're a
close.
Magister. Okay, sorry. You're a Magister, a male lizard folk. What is that?
Euromastic type of lizard.
Oh, you're a mastic type of lizard. Okay. Sorcerer, weapon of choice, evocation magic from the sands of Ruba. You're a I'm sorry.
Euromagister.
You're a Magister. You're a Magister is an experienced sorcerer of fire magic and other arcane abilities, hoping to explore the new world. You're a Magister is looking for a winter position to act as a guard.
Oh, okay. Task. And Greckles just runs a talon across sorcerer of fire magic. Is this a good idea to have in the tavern or around the tavern?
As a guard, I don't see why not. We have enough capable fighters, but it would be kind of criminal of us to ignore someone who can use arcane.
That's fair. All right. So, who we got for the maid?
Maid application, one known as Skinny, a female Sphinx tabaxi. Skinny is from the southern plateaus of the farmlands of
Tricadia.
Tricadia. She is hoping to find work while she waits for her husband, who is currently training at the Blacksmith Guild in Tricadia. She's hoping to maintain the job to support her husband and potentially future family.
Oh, best of luck to her.
Alrighty, and everyone else who's open.
During that last reading, Panic's expression sort of shifts for the first time this morning. He doesn't look too good.
Task is gonna roll insight. 11. Shit.
Borky sees Task making a weird look, so Borky also makes a weird look.
4.
You make it.
He's looking at the wall.
Sup, what are you looking at?
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, you
But
guys
it's
can't
probably
read on him.
nothing.
He's
His
just
lip-
Probably nothing.
His lip just quivers a bit, and you think he's like gonna sneeze. You're like, sneeze, and he doesn't. You're like, oh.
Oh, god damn it. Now I gotta sneeze too.
Powerful for,
Shit.
and too powerful for sneezes.
It's like yawning.
Let's see. The other positions we have here for any other open position. Olim, a male orc fighter, weapon of choice, a boar spear. The bio, all it says here is needs work.
Interesting. But like, are we the kind of place that wants to have more orcs? Like what
Wait.
What?
Borky.
What?
Borky.
What?
Are you racist?
Okay, Greckles. There's a lot of things I am. Beautiful, stunning, a complete catch. One thing I ain't is racist. And I'll have you know that's because I think all races are sexy. There you go.
Well,
Then what's your problem?
Greckles,
Now,
in his defense, Greckles, it's probably a kinsman issue, just like with red scale kobold. Since we're of a warrior tribe, I'm sure it's the same with Borky.
Who knows?
That it's just a leery wariness.
Also, his weapon's a boar spear. I mean, if we got to throw a boar out of the tavern, it makes sense. But otherwise, it's pretty superfluous.
So
Superfluous.
So is this a clans issue, Borky?
We'll find out.
Greckles raises an eyebrow.
Well, we'll find out when he gets here now, won't we?
The last one we have on here is a woman named Alice, a female human, survivor of the dragon's attack, is looking for any work. Someone probably from the 10 town who literally just got into the city.
Well, let's have a look. See at it.
Okay. Are there any you want to eliminate as potential hires?
Well, I mean, Skinny's a definite, so it's not necessary. So.
Are you sure? I think we can wait.
Do you guys want to wait until the middle of winter to find a new maid?
There's a lot of snow outside.
You seem to be very unsure about this maid. Penny, for your thoughts?
Just think we could find more options, you know?
That's not what this paperwork says.
It's like the only unless you want this Olam orc guy to be the maid, which would be funny. That would be quite hilarious. You said
That is an
anyone.
option.
That would be pretty funny, and it is also pretty unexpected.
We would have Alice though.
We don't know. Maybe she's an orc too. Wait, no, she's
It
human.
says she's a human.
Oh.
Al.
Oh, you say orcs aren't capable of lying? You're racist now. That's what it is.
No, I think maybe Alice and Olin would probably make for good maids. Or at least a good laugh.
I was bringing everyone, just interview them. If we're nice enough to apply, we should bring them in, right?
Yes, that actually is what I would prefer.
Okay, let's do it then.
Everyone interview?
Well, what about the guards option? Again, while we do know who Hala is and we know what her abilities are, again, while we do have a lot of people with martial prowess, we also could probably use someone who has a little bit more arcane prowess. The only problem is that this lizard folk is only here for a winter position. Will they stay longer?
I mean, at that point, Narragain should be back, right?
Well, the other issue is how stable is this lizard folk?
Well, that's why we're going to have this interview in the first place. So yes, we probably should have all of them. Though, for the sake of the fact of not being biased, I say we should have Hala come in last.
Yeah, that's good. Good idea.
Okay, so you want Hala to come in last?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a particular order, regardless with the other?
The only thing I'd say I'd want to start with the lizard folk.
Okay.
Yeah, let's out of character. Do we want to do Ujo Magister, Olam, and Ujo Magister? I'm preparing I'm preparing for Orky pronouncing it that way. Sorry.
Let's get Skinny in second because she has the most in her bio.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then Olam, and then Alice, and then finally Hala.
Alrighty. That sounds like a good list.
Sorry.
Should we? Well, before that, should we go try out?
You guys get snacks from Ty Borkington.
Yeah. What kind of snacks do we get?
They're like really, really light, like tea cookies almost. They're like handmade. They got like chocolate drizzle on them, as well as other like one is like stuffed with like kind of jams and things like that, and it's warm inside. And you guys get cups of what appears to be some sort of some sort of weird drink. It's some sort of tea, milky kind of tea. It's quite good. Warms you right in. You guys set up in the courtyard last time. With it being covered in snow, you guys set up in the middle of the tavern as it's not open yet. So
Right.
yeah. All right. So the first person to show up is your Magister. He shows up. He's wearing the same robes that you remember him wearing in the pit. And he walks in. He's got this big staff, this gnarled black wooden staff. And he comes in kind of just normal. He's not really like puffing his chest. He's not really like lurching over. He just kind of enters. Hello.
Good morning. Please have a seat.
Certainly. And he sits down. He kind of like drifts his tail, which you realize now is huge. It's a big, almost club-like tail. He kind of like pushes it to the side.
Oh, geez.
Mm.
So you are here for the call of being a guardsman.
Yes, for the winter.
Very well. Tell me, we don't have much magical prowess here in terms of guardsmanship. Please explain your magic to us.
I mostly focus on the fire magic of my home country. Occasionally I can do other things, such as make things float, and I can also do this.
And he kind of waves a hand, and you watch as a napkin on your guys' table kind of lifts up and then drops.
Oh my god. Fuck is amazed. Did you do that to 2 napkins?
He does it again. He lifts up 2 napkins and they drop.
Jesus, it's doubled.
Borky, and I mage hand a napkin. Half of us can do that.
Why didn't you tell me?
Borky, for real. And then Greckles mage hands and
Get the fuck out of here! What the shit is happening right now?
It seems as though I have some competition.
Oh heavens.
Well, do you guys have a question before I continue?
I have a very important question. Your Magister, you specialize in fire magic, but obviously this is a very cramped city. What sort of limitations do you put on yourself when engaging in combat so you don't fan the flames, so to speak?
That is a joke. I like that. I use spells that are single target only to avoid hitting anyone innocent.
Are you capable of taking care of any potential mistakes in that regard?
You seem like people who appreciate honesty. Besides standard affair, not particularly. I am not a master of water magic.
I understand.
Well, I guess to be fair, it is winter time, so the likelihood of a mass fire is fairly unlikely.
For the most part, and with the temperature so cold, I doubt the flames I could stoke up could even survive in such choking winds.
Tell us, you said here on your bio that you want to explore this new world. While your stay here at the Sweet Dragon is temporary, what are your aspirations in the city?
My aspirations are to learn of the magic of this new world. There are new spells and new items being discovered, as well as reliquaries from lands where they don't belong.
It's true. There's a lot of magic, like, all of a sudden, like, just the snap, it's winter, 2 feet, like, just lots of snow, just... Are you okay? Did you avoid it?
I was quite okay. I was inside. This phenomenon is almost mirrors that of Ruba's. Ruba is a land of strange wild magics, to which I am connected to.
Does it drop like 2 feet of fire?
No, but we have sandstorms that can swallow villages whole.
Oh, that's just as bad.
That's crazy.
That's awesome, though.
You gotta
Out of character.
You gotta feed your sandstorms, otherwise you just get hungry and eat anything.
Oh, trust me, my friend, they feed themselves.
Big boys.
Alrighty. Well, I'm fairly impressed, and I'm...
I have a question. Where was the last place you were employed?
I believe I was in that fight pit that you made me fight a catman in.
That's it. That's who he is, Task. I know he was someone. Oh my god.
I have done some past work with the Adventurers Board. I believe there was a Boggle invasion once upon a time. I did assist in dispatching such creatures, similar to some sand imps I remember in my homeland.
What, speaking of in your homeland, what is the common fauna that you had to defend yourself from in those lands?
Fauna?
Flora and fauna. Like any creature that you fought.
Animals. Yeah, animals, plants, creatures.
Mostly the humans. Occasionally the worms that tunnel through the earth. When I was a child, there was one that could swallow entire cities.
That's crazy.
Additionally, fire elementals, to say the least. I'm sure it makes sense with my practitioner. Fire being a threatening force, but a controllable one at the very least.
Can you communicate with fire elementals?
I can, yes. I speak their language.
What do they say?
Interesting.
Many things.
Oh, I thought they might have some spicy dialogue.
Just lean over. I just lean over to Greckles. Like, I think this guy's pretty okay.
There's one thing I wanted to do though, if you guys can help me out. Hey, Borky.
Yeah.
Grab a couple of those empty barrels over there. There's something I need to test.
Okay.
Borky just puts 2 barrels under each arm.
I hope you don't mind. I assume my friend here wants to test one of your feats. Are you okay with this?
Certainly, but I will refrain from using fire at respect to your earlier concerns.
Okay.
Well,
Thank you.
no. This is rather a test of that. Let's go outside for a minute.
Are you sure? It's rather cold.
If you're going to be guarding our home during the winter, it might be
Fair
worth
enough.
the test.
Fair enough.
Okay, Borky walks sideways through the door.
It won't take long. Don't worry about it.
Certainly. All right. So you just wanted to hit the.
I want to put 3 barrels out there, each of them 3 feet apart from each other.
Okay, Borky.
And then I'm going to ask him to hit only one without any without any side damage hitting the other barrels.
Okay. Let's see what he can do. Yeah, he'll do that. Do you have 3 barrels there?
3 barrels.
Okay.
Somewhere between 3 to 5 feet apart.
All right. Let me find this spell here.
If he's going to wield fire magic, I want to make sure that he actually can zero in on one target.
Very well. A
Okay.
test of skill then.
That's a natural 20.
Duh.
That's a hit. And that's a hit. You watch as he kind of swirls his hands around, and even in this cold climate, in fact, you guys kind of get a little bit sweaty under the neck. He spins his hand around and casts out 3 beams of sunlight, each that smash each barrel perfectly in the center, and they all explode. He rolled nothing beneath a 15.
That wasn't the test though. The test was for him to hit one target, not all of them.
Oh, well, he didn't know that, so he just hit them all.
You didn't tell him that, unfortunately.
I thought that was I didn't know we had to do that.
You explained it. You explained it to us. You didn't explain it to him.
The barrels sizzle, but they don't catch flame. They seem to be just fairly damaged.
Are they how precise are the hits?
Perfect, right in the center. One even like just completely eviscerates the barrel, and there's no damage to anything else nearby.
All right. Well, I mean, either way, that was the test, so not bad.
Thank you.
Well, I am rather impressed. How about the lot of you? Looks to Borky and Paddock.
I think we could use someone like him.
It's pretty good. Though, I'm curious.
Yes.
How much fire can you shoot? At
Enough that
at maximum.
At maximum.
I know you see. I'm just curious.
What level is he? I gotta double check his level. 1 second. Where is your level? I believe you're level 3.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail us there. Just curious.
No. Oh yeah, no, he leveled up too. So, okay. He looks to you, he smiles, this big wide kind of lizard smile. He goes, I know enough fire spells that I could kill probably all of us instantly right here, right now.
Oh, see, that's impressive. And he hasn't yet. That's restraint. That's restraint.
That is respect as well as knowing what and what not to do. I will say this though, in that same sort of thought, I am one born of wild magic, which is why I've come here. That being said, in some cases in which I cast my spells, sometimes a random effect may occur. Such effects have the potential to be dangerous, and in that sense, I wish to be truthful.
But you came here seeking a way that you might be able to quell or somehow bend that to your will.
Hopefully, but at the same time, this is also why I don't wish to stay for too long to avoid such disasters.
Okay.
What sort of anomalies have come from your magic?
A few. One, I had a cloud appear around me and my companions while fighting. Another one, I had a unicorn pop out of nowhere.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yes, Nate.
Can I do an Arcana check to see
Yeah.
what kinds of things can come out of wild magic?
Absolutely. I will say the save on this would be really high since you are not one.
It's wild. It's like magic, but wild.
14.
Okay, 14. They range from anywhere to super beneficial to weird and wacky to devastating. You don't know exactly, like, you've only heard secondhand about like wild magic sorcerers. You don't know the full capacity of the actual wild element to their magic.
Okay, that's all right. Okay.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. It's been very nice meeting you, Mr. Ujo Magister.
Euro Magister.
Yeah, Euro Magister.
You could just call me Magister or Euro if you wish.
Magic Man.
Very well.
Magic wizard folk, sir.
He nods here.
Well,
Is there anything that we can give you for the road?
I'm perfectly comfortable. I'm quite warmed up, I'd say.
I do have one question, though, before we do end this.
Yes.
Say you were to take this job, and say you were to finish your obligations throughout winter. Would Alivast not entice you enough to stay any longer, or would you actually wish to move on?
I would wish to move on and travel the unexplored lands. A city is explored enough, in my opinion.
Very well. And,
I followed a lead to the underbelly, and my time there is done, and soon my time here will be done once the snow melts.
Very well.
Okay.
All right. Well, my questions have been answered. Thank you very much for your time.
He bows his head politely, and he kind of flips up the hood, and he takes his staff, and he begins to walk back through the snow, kind of leading around the building, and out of sight.
That was fun. That's fun. Okay, so who's next?
Alrighty. Next would be Miss Skinny.
All right. Let's meet the
You
kitty
guys-
cat.
You guys go back inside. Ty walks out with a teapot, and he refills your drinks. Gives you guys some more cookies. And he's got a plate and 2 teacups, and he like waddles upstairs to probably where Willow's at.
I just imagine the pitter patter of like.
Yeah, more or less. And then eventually you see in this sort of interesting coat, this pink naked Catwoman. Not naked as in she's not wearing clothes, but
She's a
just,
sphinx.
she's a sphinx cat. Yeah. She's got these ginormous yellow eyes and these big ears. And she comes in, she's wearing like this really nice, very like almost, it would be humble if it weren't for the fact that it has this ridiculous feather cuff to it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not like crazy, but it definitely looks warm. Like she looks really cold.
So that's okay. So sphinxes are those like naked cats, right?
Those are the
Think Beerus.
Oh, Beerus summer.
Yeah.
except for pink, not purple.
A pink Beerus. Okay.
Yeah.
Is this where the meeting's at?
Yes, please come in.
Come in.
Oh, excellent. Can I hang up my jacket?
Of course.
Yes, you can.
Absolutely. She walks over and she just kind of throws it on a chair. Nice to meet you.
Whoa, you got fur. Is that the kind of cat you are?
Oh, yeah, that's the kind of cat I am.
That's crazy. There's a lot of skin.
Well, you got a lot of skin on yourself there, sir. Too, sir.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
she's got sass. Awesome.
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do,
believe
man.
We've got a Southern Belle Sphinx in our house right now.
It's just I do, man. Borky blushes. What the heck is
Aw.
And now you got yourself some pink skin there, a little bit on the cheeks there, fella.
Stop it,
Oh my god,
you.
why is she not hired yet?
Panic kind of looks away, like looks down, trying to maybe obscure his face with his shoulder a little bit.
All right, well, Miss Skinny, correct?
Just call me Skinny.
Very well. So you have traveled a very far distance from Southern Plateaus. Tell me, I see here that it says that your husband is currently training at the Blacksmith Guild.
Yeah, that's my hubby. He's doing a good job.
Alrighty. Well, you traveled a long way here just to find work. Is that split between you and your husband not going to be an issue?
Oh, no, he's going to come here eventually. At least that's the plan.
Okay.
Oh, excellent. All right. So how are you? I must ask, like, for the sake of just being able to be upfront, and we adore those who are honest with us. Do you find any particular ill intent or any ill will towards any particular races whatsoever?
Oh, heck no. Unless they, slight me or anything, something like that. But a halfling and a goblin could do the same thing if they both have the same intentions.
Excellent.
That is very progressive of you.
I'm also used to dealing with the bazaar, which I hear is all up in this place, like the snow this morning. That was something wild.
Wasn't it? Were you okay?
Oh, yeah, come on, I was good.
I
I was inside.
Okay, that's perfect, because, like, I'm scared. That could happen again.
Oh, you should see some of the stuff we get up on my family's farm. But
What-
those old days.
What kind of stuff happens there?
Oh, we had cows born with 2 heads and all kinds of crazy
Oh, my
shenanigans.
God. That sounds delicious.
You fit it right at home.
So let me ask, while of course you're not here for an application for anything to say be a guard or whatnot, but and obviously from how long you've traveled, do you have any means of defending yourself? Maybe sword, maybe sorcery?
Oh, I got this. And she just like flexes her hand and these giant claws come out.
Ooh.
Oh.
Now, I want to get into a scrap on purpose, but if anyone tries to fight with me, I can hold myself up. I like to think to a fairly certain respectable
Excellent.
degree.
Yeah, it's just really
Excellent.
She like
We only,
sheaths
we
her-
only, that's very admirable. Working here at the Sweet Dragon, while we don't encourage any of our other employees to get into scraps unless it's for self-defense, we just want to make sure that if something should occur in that manner, that you are able to defend yourself until help arrives.
Well, that is really nice of you there.
Quick question. Panic, got any questions for? Panic, Grimtongue?
Yeah, now don't be shy.
Come on, Panic. What you want over there?
I don't think. I think all of my questions have been answered.
You haven't
so
asked any
I'm
questions, though,
listening.
Panic.
I'm rolling insight.
Yeah, likewise. That's a 21.
21. Oh wait, oh sorry. 14. I'm sure you got this.
And Borky's gonna roll an insight as well.
Depends on how high good old
12.
Let me roll for Skinny as well. Skinny doesn't realize. So Greckles, yeah, you pick up on Panic being kind of uncomfortable with Skinny. But you feel like it's on a personal level, not on a, racial level or anything like that.
Greckles kind of leans in. Panic, what's really going on?
Not now.
Anywho, I'm good at cooking, cleaning, but I don't think you need me to cook. I can clean like you would not believe. I also got some muscle to these arms. If you need me to move around things like push some of the snow out, I can do that for you.
You got peaks for weeks, I can tell.
Well, allow me to affirm something real quick. Mr. Borbington, please come inside.
Hello! He walks out and Skinny just turns and looks at him, doesn't even react.
All right. Mr. Borbington, how does the idea of someone also assisting you with cooking duties appeal to you?
Oh, that would be wonderful. I have so many potatoes to peel and onions to dice up and dishes to clean.
What if she's a tabaxi? Is that okay?
As long as she doesn't want to eat me, I think I'm fine.
Do you want to eat Mr. Boppington?
I don't think so, though you are quite the peach.
Oh.
Oh.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Borbington. Just wanted to see if you were okay with having a stint in your cooking duties.
Absolutely, as long as they ask first, of course.
Very well.
All right, back to the kitchen. And he just pushes open the doors and they flap, flap, flap behind him.
Well, I'm... now, may I ask, your husband... well, I don't mean to impose, but I would like to know, what other talent, your talents of your husband, I know he's going to this blacksmith guild for training, but what did he wish to, what would he make his craft?
Oh, I'd say weapons and things like that.
Cool.
When might he be coming back?
Oh, I don't know. He hasn't sent a letter for a little bit, but that's not a bad thing. They get busy and all that, and he said he would be a while to send a letter again, but he's still training, so...
Out of curiosity, what's his name?
His name is Fluffy.
It's freaking awesome.
Why is she not hired?
So
And, Borky leans into Task.
So it's if we don't hire her, should we just quit having a tavern or what?
Pretty fucking much, yeah.
Yes, I mean, you and me rarely on sync, but yeah.
All right. Well, I don't have any other questions. If none of my other compatriots have a question, would you have any questions for us?
I do have one question, actually.
I thought I heard Panic say something too, real fast. Panic, you say something?
No, never mind.
Oh, sorry, we cut you off. Come on.
No.
Borky shoves him a little bit.
Come on. Okay.
I do have one question.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Do you happen to have any sort of thing for maternity leave?
Are you expecting?
No, I'm not expecting now, but once the husband moves in, we're thinking about
That's
starting a
just
family.
wall-eyed, what?
I mean, we should probably do that. If not, we'd probably have to put some news.
Can I roll an intelligence check to determine how many cubs Tabaxi has?
Sure, medicine check.
Oh, good.
Go.
I'm terrible in it. 3.
Yay!
I'll try.
I have litters.
I have an 18.
Okay, an 18. Greckles, as you imagine, you your eyes kind of glaze over and you imagine the tavern covered in the thousands and thousands of tabaxi kittens destroying things, knocking.
He imagines Scarbles just picking one up and going into the mouse hole.
Yeah.
Just casually grabbing it casually like the guy grabs his arm on fucking Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
just takes it and walks away.
As you have that vision, Greckles, Task, that they have usually one child. They're not like the actual animal of a cat. They tend to have one child at a time, naturally.
Well, you being here, you working here, you would have your own lodgings. So if I understand that if taking care of a smaller one of your kin is a very large resource and a very large time consume, I assume that as long as you tell us of when you're expecting, that we would relieve you of your duties for some time.
Oh yeah, obviously I tell you that. I'm sure you'd notice. But also, honey, smallest one of your kin, that's adorable. But yeah, no, absolutely. I just, I asked that, perhaps that if I need some time away to raise a little one, I'd get it. And you won't
Yes,
be
I
bitter
do not-
about it.
No, of course not. I do not feel that would be of concern so long as we are told ahead of time.
Well, excellent. That's my only concern then.
All right. Well, I have no more questions, and I believe I feel our interview is finished here.
Excellent. Well, hope to hear from you soon. Take care and keep bundled. And she grabs her jacket and she throws it over herself, kind of fabulously.
Bye.
Like she's a simple lady, but she loves, the sort of attire essentially, and she kind of makes her way out.
Stay hydrated.
All right. As the door closes, Tash just looks to Borky. Hired.
Hired. It's fucking you hired.
Panic. What was all that about?
What's going on down there?
Just say I don't have the best reputation with the people in Tricadia.
Oh.
That's where I was born.
Oh.
Well, to be fair, Panic, do you believe do you believe that the husband would know of who you are?
I've never seen a tabaxi before in my life. Before coming to Alivast.
I was about to say.
Well, if that's the case, then I don't feel there's much to worry. I don't feel any.
I'm from northern Tricadia, though I've been gone for a long time.
Well, you should have.
And
Well,
when she mentioned that her husband was in the blacksmithing guild, I sort of brought up a lot of bad memories of home.
oh.
Oh, that's understandable.
Is it the accent that's upsetting you that she has?
Never heard that accent before. Must be a southern Tricadia thing.
Well, if that's the case, then maybe she's got nothing to do with whatever happened. I mean, if you don't want us to hire her, we won't. But she seems so damn nice. She doesn't want to eat Thai Orpington. Even I want to a little bit, but don't tell him. It's like
Tash looks at Greckles with the biggest grin, just like, this is new knowledge.
just like a little bit. Just like a little bit.
Panic. How about we do this?
I am
If you're- if-
perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine with hiring her. I'm perfectly fine with hiring her.
If it
Do you
becomes
feel-
an issue,
Go ahead.
if it becomes an issue, we can definitely work it out.
Yep.
Okay.
And to be fair, this is your home now. It's not like it's not do you have any plans of actually going back?
No.
Okay, but you should go back someday and just be like, look how famous I am, and just like, well, I'll roll out the red carpet for you. I'll do it for you, man.
Never want to go back to Tricadia.
Okay.
Then you don't have
we
to.
won't go back to Tricadia then. We won't.
So, Task, who's next on the list?
Alrighty, we have Olim.
Oh boy, here we go. Borky just Borky goes upstairs and puts on his best outfit. He's wearing his
Okay.
He's wearing the Twin Wolf Moon. Okay, how do I look? Do I need a hat? Do I look?
No, Borky, you don't wear a hat.
Okay, 1 second. Real fast. Scarbles!
What?
Jesus Christ! Thank you. All right, Borky pulls out the goblet with the skull hag goblet. Can you fill it up to the brim, please, for me, with some water?
Her eyes just get large and she sees it. She's
I know, right? Yes.
That's a nice thing you got there.
Yeah.
I was half expecting to pick up Scarbles and use it as a hat.
Actually, Borky lost the Twin Wolf Moon outfit. I realized he got blown up.
Yep.
Oh, it did. It
It
blew,
blew.
it blew
Also,
up.
so Borky Borky doesn't really do anything. Borky just pulls out the big goblet. Borky's gonna alpha him. Borky's gonna, aside from everything but T-posing is about to happen here. Can you fill this up to the brim, please? Thank you very much.
I'm on it. You don't want to
Morning,
need it
come on,
back,
come on.
like when you're done with it, or can I?
Nope,
keep it when
nope.
you're done with it?
That is mine. It is.
Damn it. Okay.
Mine.
All right, I'll go get it. I'm on it, Chief.
And she runs off and she fills it up and
Taka.
she brings it back.
Taka, when you said, "Do I have a hat?" and you called for Scarbles, I thought you were gonna pick up Scarbles and wear her as a hat.
Pretend to be
All right.
dead.
No, she gives you your goblet full of
Thank you very much.
it looks like some sort of ale. Looks like just a light mead.
Thank you
of some
very
kind.
much, Borky. And then Borky like kind of puts his feet up on another table. All right, and cuts a good pose. Bring him in.
Okay, really quick.
Yes.
Really quick. I'm gonna insight Borky to see if he's compensating.
Okay.
Mother.
Roll a deception.
There's nothing to deceive. Borky's totally compensating right now. What are y'all talking about?
So it's that's an intimidation.
Greckles is Greckles is kind of especially after what just happened with Panic. Greckles is actually very curious if there's like some kind of blunt force trauma of Borky trying to be the head orc, so to speak.
8. You can tell. You can tell. Yes.
All right.
As you think of the words head orc, a misty image of Helga drifts behind you and then disappears.
Nothing personnel, kid.
Where's Helga, by the
Nothing
way?
personnel.
She's still sleeping. She's still away.
Okay.
I mean, you guys, the bar is closed, so there's no
That's
point for her
fair.
to be awake. She works late. She works the tavern until like really, really late.
Dominance.
You hear heavy footfalls, and you hear multiple footfalls as the door is opened, and you see the orc. He's currently wearing a saber-toothed cat-like cowl over his head.
Jesus.
Over his shoulders. He's kind of got like this sort of fur cloak to him, and like hide armor that looks like it's been made with boar skin. And kind of like to the side of him is a woman, a short woman, probably would say like maybe mid-20s or so, probably early 20s, who's got kind of like strawberry kind of curly hair, very kind of, her face is a bit like longer, but very nice face. And she's got working arms, absolutely. She's got a bit of muscle to her.
How
They both walk
tall?
in.
How tall is Olam?
Olam is probably he's hunched over a bit, and hunched over, he's probably about 6'5" or so.
So about the same height. So about the same height as Borky. What is his color?
He's gray, actually, and you've never seen a gray orc before.
Borky sipping.
When you see their faces, they kind of got like a hardened, like not like a cruel look to them, but they look like they've been through a lot.
Okay.
As they walk through. The woman in particular looks like pretty like quiet, like kind of arms crossed in front of her, fingers.
She's an orc too, yes?
No, she's human.
Oh, okay.
This is a human.
Can I tell if he's a full orc or not?
Honestly, yeah, you can tell he's full orc.
He's full orc. Hmm.
He is a full orc. Yeah,
gray
his
full.
tusks. He's got significant tusks to him. So, and he's got a very just a mean looking face. Like Doros has a very scary looking face, like very just like neutral, but his face is kind of just mean looking. He's got a few scars and whitened scars here and there, but nothing gratuitous like Tiango. And he walks in, he kind of like coaxes the woman forward too, and he goes, "Oh, Alice."
Oh.
Yes. Oh, you're both here at the same of the same. I thought we were only doing one at a time.
That problem?
No.
No.
He like pushes the girl forward and goes, "She good worker, give job."
But is she though? Is she though?
I think I
Okay.
am.
Okay,
Well,
that's fair.
first off, let's just get back on the right foot here. Please have a seat and tell us about yourselves.
Seat. And he sits down on a chair. His common is really broken. And he literally only sits down once he sees Alice sit down. And he's like, "Oh, I'm sitting down now." Alice very politely sits down. She kind of looks like skinny, where they like looks like she's probably comes from some sort of farming background. You get the sense of.
Right.
But she has a posture to her that shows that she's being respectful for the most part.
Alrighty. Well, like I said, I would like to know a little bit about yourselves.
Olam? And Olam is just like, he's trying to think of the words. And he looks up to you, Borky, and he begins to speak in orc to you.
Oh shit. What is
Yeah. I'm going to turn on my light real fast because it got suddenly dark in my room.
Oh no. There's a shadow being in your room, Nadine. Get out!
I'm going to subtly cast comprehend languages.
Okay, roll a sleight of hand check for me.
Slight spell.
12.
12.
Neither of them see it. They seem a little focused at the moment. That's what at hand. The orc goes on to say to you, he focuses completely on you, Bork, and goes, "You orc, right?
Yeah, I am.
You're not from here, right?
No. Neither are you.
No, I'm from here.
So the orcs here are grey.
Yeah.
Why?
Why are you green?"
That's a good question.
He kind of smiles at that. It kind of gives you this big smile. With that mean face, it's like kind of weird.
Borky kind of laughs. Borky just kind of like stops doing the tough pie poses and sits normally.
So, is she your friend?
Points at her.
It's a girl, yeah. He's like,
Yeah.
sort of. My clan is the Iron Claw clan. We are friends with this place. Our chieftain at the time became friends with this place.
But your chieftain could become friends. That's different.
We're not like many of our brothers. There's the Blood Axes to the north who will kill you on sight. But we have alliances with to trade orcs for good breeding. And then there's the quite repulsive magical Double Tusk clan to the west.
What? The Double Tusk clan? What? The magic orcs?
They can turn into boar.
What the shit? That's crazy. Is that why you
They
got
fear.
They fear you because you got a bow spear?
No, we hunt boar, we hunt bear.
Real fast, you just dropped a bunch of lore there. Okay, so the iron axes are to the north.
The Blood Axes are to the north.
Okay, like I need my pen just died on me. Sorry, I want to write all this orky knowledge down. A bunch of orc lore I just got dropped here. Yes, and yes, you heard right. Breeding. You heard right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we heard right. Okay, so blood axes to the north. So,
Yeah. And then there's the Double Tusk clan to the west.
North. Double tusk to the west. North. Sorry. What?
To the west. Double Tusk is to the west.
Okay, sorry. Forgive me here. I'm like, okay, double. I'm sorry. I get better at these notes as I go. I haven't written notes in a. This is like really to the west. And what was his tribe again? From the top of my head, there was
His tribe is the Iron Claw.
Iron Claw to the south.
They are kind of to the north.
Oh, they're also north.
They're
They're
also north,
native. Yeah, they're like native to Alivast, but way closer to the north. Like
So-
closer
To
to
the city.
Alivast to the north.
Okay, so they're the more central.
Yeah.
They're a little bit more central. Yeah.
Central.
And
Okay.
he kind of goes on to say it. He says, the dragons came near our territory. Most people here let us keep our territory, and we trade them iron, and we trade them trade them food.
Good luck taking an orc's territory.
Right? He
No.
like brings out his boar spear to like knock weapons with you.
Borky just like reaches into the panty pack of holding and pulls out the magic weapon as it's shining and like lightly taps it. Ting!
You guys tap together, and he leans back and he goes, "Dragons came and set fire to the human village that we did some trade with. Most time the humans didn't come near us because any human that did usually would be caught in a bear trap or if there were a woman added to the chieftain's wives."
Borky shudders at that.
Yeah,
Borky winces a little bit and eye twitches a little bit when he hears that.
But dragons came and besieged human town, and points to Alice at this point. You guys are just watching these two orcs just talking it out. She ran from Burning Village into our territory, and then the matriarch wives took her in, but she wanted to go back to be with humans. So I stole her to bring her back here by my matriarch's command. Chieftain is nice chieftain. We're not like most savage orc clans. But she's human and we're very harsh people. So matriarchs made the call to bring her back here. That being said, because of choice and me leaving with a wife, I am exiled now.
So you're married?
He goes bright red in the face. No,
Oh,
no. This is orders from my matriarch.
okay. But
Cannot be ignored.
when you deliver her, will you be let back in the tribe?
No.
Oh,
But this is my choice.
damn. Well, I know it's like to leave a tribe. It's hard, and sometimes it's not exactly your decision. What?
No, but I am strong. I'm good at hunting by myself.
So, by the way, Borky is not translating this for a
No.
reason. For a reason.
But Panic understands it.
Panic, you're understanding what's going on. The orc looks to you and goes, "Look, work would be good, but give her work. She can't survive the winter. He like pounds his chest. I can."
I believe that.
Borky just nods and clinks weapons one more time and goes back. Yeah, he's all right.
He leans back and like Alice just turns and goes, I've worked farms. I've done cleaning. I've done laundry. I won't complain."
Well, we see here from your bio that your village was under attack by dragons.
Yes.
I do have a question. So you obviously have come here. You were residing in the tent town for quite some time.
We actually just arrived yesterday.
Oh, and
Got through the tent town pretty fast.
Well, Olam's clan is friends with the council, I think, and so he was allowed permitted entry, and he argued with the guards quite aggressively. She kind of sweats, and like Olam just cracks his knuckles to let us both in to find work. So.
I do hate to be. I do hate to be this person. However, the position we're looking for is someone who could be a server, and I assume that's no issue for you. But I'm not certain we would have a position available for both of you.
Borky whispers in his ear.
This guy right here is a orc who got kicked out of his tribe. This is a solid favor for me. We gotta find something for him. He can buy, if anything, he can go do tasks for us outside. I mean, this guy.
The orc leans forward and smashes down his fist on your table and goes, "Give the girl work."
Task frowns at that.
He's very serious. He's very
Borg,
stern.
Borg,
Oh
Borg.
yeah, and Task is very serious too. Sir, you're here at an interview. I don't take kindly to demands.
And like Alice kind of just like waves him back and goes, "Sorry," and sits back down. I'm sorry. He's not used to cities and like.
Okay, Borky whispers in Tass here.
He gave up everything to bring her here. Let's give her a job. There's no reason not to give her that job. Do me the solid. Yes, it's an orc thing. Just leaving your clan is one of the most difficult things you could do.
Task holds his hand up in front of Borky's face and just nods.
Okay.
I think there might be a way that we can facilitate both of you.
They both look to each other and then look back to you.
Barring any disobedience that would come of this, will you play nice if you were to take a guard position?
He kind of like narrows his eyes, like some of the words kind of making sense and other ones.
Borky says in Orcish,
Stand by to pretty much make sure no one enters. Get people out of here who suck. Let people in who are great.
He nods.
Yeah.
And he's back.
You have already lost my interest with insubordination, which is something I don't like. However, I am willing to let that slide. If you are to be obedient and understand our rules, I will grant you clemency to be a guardsman here.
Borky actually whispers into his ear one more time.
Not a guardsman. If you want fresh meat consistently, this guy's a hunter.
Borky nods.
You did only put in one application for one guard, so you can only hire one. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I know, right? This makes this very interesting. Ooh, boy.
Well, Borky, then... Well, I'm going to say this out of character. Well, then, riddle me this. Are we just going to drop Skinny?
No, I don't want to drop Skinny at all. This is the problem here, because we need a maid, a server, and a guard, right? We need those 3 positions filled?
Yeah.
You vouch for those 3 positions. You asked for applications for those
Is there no way that we can just, like, say that we'd like to have 2 of something?
No, if you whatever you decide on when you put in the placement order is what you can pick from the ones you get.
Alrighty, in the out of character, real fast.
So basically, if you're like, I want 2 maids, and I give you 5 maids, you can pick from 2 maids. But if you say I want 1 maid, and I give you like 3 applications, you can only pick 1 from those 3.
Okay.
Essentially, it's to make you guys have to make a choice. This is a challenge in its own way.
It is.
Yeah.
This is Can we save state and come back here if we don't like our choice? Okay, out of character here. All Olam wants is her to get a job, and I think I'm okay with that. Her having the maid position.
I'm okay with that. Task
Trevor.
is not, however, okay with Olam already giving insubordination like that.
It's okay, and that's fine. That's fine. Just that's all I really wanted to say. Okay, cool.
Very well. Well, what about the rest of you, though? I guess we're saying this just not out of earshot from them, so like we're discussing this between us. If Olam wishes to at least have Alice to be able to work here, I don't find an issue with Alice working here, considering her situation. However, I will not allow Olam here, considering the attitude he's been giving.
It's fine. All he wants is her to work here anyways. I think he's more or less a bodyguard until such time as she gets a job.
So what?
I second that.
So what do we tell Skinny?
Well, Skinny.
Oh, no.
That's for the server job. Skinny's for the maid job.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, out of character. My bad.
No
Yeah.
worries. I got confused too. Don't worry about it.
Alrighty. So then I guess we'll turn back around.
Hi.
Well, after some consideration, we've decided that we will take Alice as a server.
He like sits up. He has that weird, happy yet kind of scary looking face. Kind of smiles up again, and he like pats her on the back, and she goes, "Thank you, thank you so much. I will work very hard. If you need to train me, I will do whatever training you need, as long as I have a place to stay."
Olam.
You will.
Borky says in Orcish to Olam.
If you're a really good hunter, this place always needs fresh game. You could easily find a stall and really be known as a good hunter in these parts.
Roll a persuasion check.
You better roll high.
Oh, I really hope I don't roll high. I don't Olam. He seems like a nice guy. Ah, son of a bitch! That's a 4.
Did you say that in Orcish, or can I assist
He said
that?
it in Orcish.
Okay.
I think that's the only way he'll understand, to be honest.
Yep.
Yeah, like so he kind of turns. You kind of tells him, maybe in the summer, but it's the winter right now, and game is scarce. So best if I just hole up and try and survive. But I will.
Wait a minute, I have an idea. While he looks over to Olam. While we can't give you a position here, I would actually advise maybe you could find work as civil protection for the guardsmen.
Kind of looks a little confused at that one.
No.
Sybil.
Borky translated. The police, the town, the tough guys who make sure no bad things happen in town, are stretched thin because they ain't tough enough. But you seem tough enough, so maybe you should go apply. I'll vouch for you.
Okay, Task, roll a persuasion check.
Here we go. Weehoo!
Can I assist because I'm Borky?
No.
Shit!
You already tried to persuade him with something else. I'll say this one was for Task. Kind of tilts his head side to side and goes, "I figure it out. Don't worry about it." He says in Orcish to you. He doesn't say. He says it to Orcish to Borky, and then I'm sure Borky you translated it to Task.
He says, "I'll think about it."
Very well.
They both stand up and they begin to make their way out. And as Olam leaves, he turns to you, Borky, pounds his chest. And he goes, "Thank you," in Orcish. And Alice kind of stops and bows, just, thank you very much. I hope to hear soon."
Borky pounds his chest too.
You're welcome.
And they both leave. Door behind them.
Greckles kind of looks over to Borky. See, you can get along.
Yeah, I'm just not used to it. Maybe it's because maybe it's the island. Maybe it just makes everyone nice. I don't know.
Borky kind of chuckles to himself.
Well, the last one we have is Hala.
Well,
It's strange. It is strange that orcs from here are gray, though.
Yeah, they must be left out in the sun too long.
Roll knowledge nature if whoever wants to.
Okay. Here I go.
Here I go.
Clan
Well, that's a nat one.
that's a 16.
God,
What's
they
the
really
plan?
bake out there.
Eight.
Hey.
Task and actually Borky, you make logistical sense. Task, like kobolds in some cases tend to have certain scale types to blend into their environment.
Yep.
Borky, as well, like you kind of piece it together, you're like, wait, the Northlander orcs are white. This one is gray, and they're around like kind of a mountainous region, and you're green, and you remember being in kind of like open field. It does kind of make sense that the color is based off of the location for the most part.
So it's just like a color theory just pouring through Borky's head.
Yeah.
He says orange orcs.
Oh my god. They are tertiary colors.
Discord colors.
And it said purple orcs. Porks.
But,
Okay.
eventually, you hear a
I'll get that, actually.
Holla at your girl.
Greckles goes to open the door.
"Holla at me!" And she kind of walks in. She's got some new outfits going on. She's still got those kind of prayer beads around her neck and like a sash at her side. She's got this sort of like sheepskin lined like cloak over one shoulder. Looks very warm. Just, "Oh, it's been some time, eh?
Yes, it has. Please
How's
come
it
in.
going?" "No, I'm coming in. Hey, come on." And she kind of like drops her cloak on a chair and kind of walks in. She goes, "You want me to sit?"
Of course, if you wish.
Yeah, of course. She sits down, crosses her arms and her legs, and leans back on the chair. Really confident looking. That mohawk still just like spiked all the way up. Got a little bit of snow at the top.
We have a lot of folks from the Underdark who've been making their appearance here.
The Underdark? Aren't you from the Underdark?
You
I mean,
The
Undercity, I'm sorry.
underbelly.
You know, most people go down there to kind of get a taste of the city for the most part. You know what I mean? Fight pit to the death. It's so cool. But, the company there is a little so-so. But the nice thing is I can hang out with some weirdos here for the most part. Not that that's the reason I want my job, but you know what I mean. Most people look at Salvador and they kind of turn their nose,
We just want. Does he want a friend? Does he want him?
He's my friend.
It's just he seems like the kind of guy who doesn't want friends.
Oh, trust me, he wants lots of friends, but he's very picky about the friends that he wants.
Oh, that's nice.
Mostly he likes dead ones, but anyway, go on.
Hala, I have a very important question for you.
Uh-huh.
Tell me about your order.
Oh, she rolls her eyes and leans back. What do you want to know specifically? There's a lot there.
I suppose what you focused your disciplines in, what sort of relationship you have with them, if any.
We focus on balance. Peace and violence and finding the balance between the two. I left my order. It was very monotonous, to say the least. It was training. It was good. You improved yourself, but there's more than life to just pushing, like punching, and I want to punch real things, Like, I don't want to just punch the people I know.
Hala, I like you, but you sound very undisciplined, and I want you to change my mind.
Oh, I'm pretty disciplined. If it comes to fighting, I'm disciplined. I don't just start fights on the street at your place. I know better than that. If
Greckles is looking very skeptical.
What? You can roll an insight check on her if you want.
All right, I shall. 18.
She's not lying. But you get the sense that she probably would take it elsewhere, if that were the case.
Well, let's say for a hypothetical situation that you like beyond just wanting to better yourself in martial combat, what else would you want to do since you're in your time here in Alivast?
Well, you saw me street perform.
It was
Do you feel that?
It was very
Oh, I'm
nice.
sorry.
It was very nice, by the way.
Thanks.
Yeah, no worries.
She gives you a wink.
Do you? I know I'm like not making a fair argument for our establishment, but I would like to ask you: have you never considered employment or some kind of talent in working for the entertainment district?
No, I like doing it by myself. I don't want to get too big, you know? I want to show the appeal of it. And if people want to go seek out my order, they can.
Too
Oh.
big. That's so interesting. Sorry, out of character.
So you
What?
so oh
What?
You know what I mean? Like I don't want to make some big production about it, but you know, as much as the order got boring for me, it was important to me, and I want people to maybe find it for themselves.
you wish to spread your order while remaining modest.
Kind of. Or at the very least, I want to spread it without, you know, needing a warrant from the clergy district, because it's not a religion, it's like a practice.
So what else have you been doing in the middle of from the time we last saw you up till now? What have you been doing with your time?
Well, last time I saw you, I dealt with the ghost, and she shudders. That was an experience. Thank goodness Salvador was there. I mean, I've been doing on-off missions. I've been hunting gargoyles, actually, if you can believe it,
Where?
in the city.
There's
Do you remember
goblins.
when? Do you remember when the statues came to life?
Yeah,
Borky,
I remember a
We,
little bit.
we fought the biggest one, Borky.
But there's more still?
Apparently, and so there's a search warrant on them. So that's what I've been up to, is kind of just roaming around the streets looking for statues that are or moving when they shouldn't be. I just want to vouch, I've not been punching random statues in the streets. And she points to you, Task, as she says that, just saying no property damage. I guarantee you.
All right. Well, I flesh out of questions. What about you guys?
Give me a moment.
Do you have any outstanding ties to the underbelly?
No. Besides fighting you guys, that was about it.
Okay.
You fought really
I mean,
good,
I
too.
heard from Vel that if I stuck around, I'd have to fight the big red guy, and I'm up for a challenge, but I hear that usually doesn't end well. And as much as, you know, I like the fight, living is kind of on the agenda.
Well, I can assure you that we're on neutral terms with the big red menace, so that will not be much of a issue to worry about.
Oh, I don't know. He has no issues with me, so I'm not worried about it. I just, the guy down there, Stan, he was like signing people up for fights. He signed up Vel for a fight with him, and Vel just out of there, and I was next on the list, so I left too. That was about it. That was all for the relationship. It was all through Stan.
Who names their guy Stan? I'm sorry, I just had to. That was an easy, low-hanging joke.
Greckles leans over to Task. Should we test her skill?
We've seen her skill. If you feel you should, then by all means.
That was some time ago.
Oh,
I'd be
actually,
curious.
you want to test my skill? She stands up. You have bow and arrow, right?
Yes.
No, I was actually going to suggest this, but all right.
Shoot me.
Task just looks left and right.
This should be
Excuse
good.
me?
Shoot me.
You heard the woman.
Do
Shoot
it.
her.
Do it,
Yeah, shoot
Task.
her.
Do it.
Okay, here I go shooting a possible employee again, I guess.
Let me find it here. Okay. Alrighty.
If she nat ones and just dies, we'll be this is.
And I now
We're gonna
nat
have to-
20.
We're gonna have to weekend Bernie's her for a while.
Oh, well, fuck that. I rolled a 12.
Yeah, you don't even hit her. You aim and you're like, I don't want to shoot her, and you shoot like the side post of the door.
Okay, Borky moves him out of the way. I got this. Borky pulls out one of his javelins. All right, here we go.
Oh my god, he's going to murder someone right in front of us. Fuck's sake.
17.
That hits.
Oh!
Okay. Do I roll-
Cass just like goes white, like,
Hit
no!
Hit your damage there.
No, it's a mechanic.
7.
Okay. Oh, that should be. Oh yeah, easily. You huck the javelin. You watch in slow motion as she brings up the bottom palm of her hand, and as the weapon slides, it slides over her palm, and she pushes the weapon over, pushes it with her other hand, basically re-deflects it, and has it shoot right at your feet.
Wow, that was crazy.
Tass like puts his bow down and just like nods his head to her. I apologize, I hesitated.
That's okay. Not every day, someone asks you to shoot you intentionally.
I gotta say, I am impressed that you retain so much of your orders practice.
Hey, I'm still practicing. I'm just not punching wooden posts anymore. I'm punching real people. Practicing my own way.
What's your spiritual objective? You talk a lot about punching, but even I know a little bit more about what your kind of order does.
This is gonna be kind of lame, but I want to beat my brother in hand-to-hand combat to take over the order.
Oh, your brother runs the order.
Yep.
Whoa, wait. Okay, so that's why you're here, to try and hone your skills?
In a different way to him, yeah.
No, okay. Oh,
Well, why overthrow your brother, if that's an all right question to ask?
That's what siblings do.
yeah. Borky's just pointing out, yes.
Taz just shrugs, go. I could see that.
Oh, forgive me, I wouldn't know. I don't have any further questions, gentlemen.
I have no further questions as well.
All right, well, I hope to hear from you soon.
Alrighty.
And if you don't hire me, she gives you like a little mini salute. I'll still be around.
Okay.
She leaves.
Does she cartwheel out the door?
No, she just walks out.
Well, this is difficult.
In it though?
Yep.
Oh.
Tash just overlooks the guard applications. They're both very strong contenders.
Well, while Hala may be skilled, we don't really have anybody around who's in a sense of guarding our establishment who knows much magic besides myself. So my vote is with your Magister.
My vote is with him as well, but my only concern is that he's only here for part-time. Once that's over with, then we lose him.
Well, you heard Hala. She'll be around.
Yeah, and then Hala comes in.
I mean, we could just hire another guard after he leaves, and we have a magic man for a while. That'd be okay. I like Hala, I really do, but
I just feel we're all in agreement. Feel that someone who has arcane ability might be the wiser.
It's true, but he did say it was wild magic, and that's crazy, you know. Do we want to be the kind of established where crazy shit happens?
Aren't we already known for that, Borky?
We haven't actually.
Are you actually kidding me right now?
Oh, come on! Come on! You can't keep doing that. I'm getting a bell. For her.
It'll only make me sneakier.
What? That's crazy.
It's like training.
Well, all right.
Scarlet, maybe you should be guarding the establishment.
You like that, wouldn't you?
Yes. Yeah, I would
You would
actually.
even know someone broke in. There'd be no traces.
And she walks away.
No, we want you to guard the place, not rob it.
That too.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
He just picks up a broom and lightly sweeps her away.
Go on, get.
She goes into one of her holes and disappears.
I got.
Great. I'm glad we have her around.
Yeah, she's a really good employee.
You
But
think she's gonna get along with all these new employees?
I mean, it'll be hilarious if she doesn't.
I'm not gonna lie. I want to see an interaction between Skinny and Scarbles.
Yeah,
that would never end.
But we are hiring Skinny then, right? It just comes to
That's happening.
we're hiring Alice, Skinny, and we just got to decide between Hala and the Magister. And as much as I like Hala, I mean, Hala's still gonna be around, but he's the Magic Man. I mean, Spork is just gesturing magic could be random. That could be. I mean, even though wild magic can have random effects, I mean,
She doesn't feel that. She doesn't.
Well-
I didn't. Did we sense any ill will from her when she said hey, if you don't hire me, I'll still.
No, she's a regular there. So
She to add a character. She is the anime. No, I'm joking. Not mean anime. Sorry. she's that spunky tomboy.
Kinda, yeah. She's a free spirit is basically the
All
whole
right,
thing.
then my vote is for your Magister.
Yeah. Plus, if any of the weird wild magic stuff happens, both myself and Willow are around to help mitigate that.
I would figure that he would find a lot of comfort in actually asking Willow, since especially he's on a quest to explore new magic. He would have a lot to talk with her about.
Also, to be fair, I'm pretty sure Helga would take out anything that he might accidentally.
But I said, like, I heard a story once of like wild magic when I was traveling. There was this guy, and he was really upset because like they hired a magician who used wild magic, and it turned his wife into a man, and yeah, that was weird. So that could happen. And I mean, like, I don't know if we could handle a sexy female panic, but I also vote for the Magister.
You couldn't.
I also vote for your Magister.
All right.
For a Magister. All right. So those are all your employees. You guys stamp off the applications approval. They dissipate. They in their arcane nature. What would you like to do now?
I'm gonna go check on Hasrad to see if he's still alive.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with you actually.
You go there. You check. And he is there. He is like bundled up in like 5 blankets. He's like, "What do you want?"
Oh.
To make sure you're still alive.
Yeah, I am.
I'm gonna
cold.
insight check that. Yeah, no, I'm inciting that.
Yeah.
I'm inciting that.
Does he have icicles forming on his fangs?
Yeah, they do.
Tash looks to Greckles. You grab one arm, I'll grab the other. Let's bring him into the hot spring.
He's more blue than usual. He's
Yeah, let's
definitely
get him to the hot spring.
Into the hot springs.
No, but my children.
like all the snakes. follow.
I will collect them.
Borky just picks him up by the waist and carries him just above his
This is
head.
embarrassing.
It is.
Borky keeps walking.
All right, you take it to the bathhouse, which is very, very warm.
So
It is-
describe the bathhouse to us, please.
It appears it has one main chamber. It goes down actually. You go into the shed. And there's actually a staircase going down. At the top of the staircase, there's like a bunch of different hang towels, a few other like mop things like that. As you go down, immediately you're hit with the humidity of the actual bath itself. It appears like kind of like act like a hot spring. It's kind of got like a brass, almost brass like trim around it. The inside of it appears to be like very smooth stone. And there is a partition between the hallway, one that obviously is meant for women, and then the other one to the left, which is for men. And there's like some extra towels there. I assume you guys go to the men's side.
Yep.
Okay. You go to the men's side. There's no one there. And you have Hossrod on your shoulder. What are you doing?
Borky just pretty much
And Panic's there.
Borky,
Panic's there.
Borky pretty much. You know, like when you see someone carrying garbage over their head, and they just kind of throw it in the dumpster, like. Borky kind of does that.
All right, he falls face first, fully clothed with his blankets into the bath. There's an explosion of water.
No, wait. Borky holds up his hand. Wait.
Slowly, Hossred's body, face down in the water, bobs to the surface.
Wait.
And he just slowly turns around with his one eye narrowed at you. And he goes, "Only because it's warm, you get a pass."
Yay. Borky just in one fell move just rips off his pants and just thank you very much. And Borky slowly dips his toe in and then slides in like just like he's when you lean in a chair and you slowly slide down the chair.
Yeah. It is the perfect warm.
Question, Monty.
Mhm.
Are there any showers in the area? And
No.
any soap?
There's soap. There's no showers. There are. It actually looks like kind of like a small selection of soap, like standard like hotel room affair.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably get your own. There's even like little cubbies with your guys' names engraved on it, including the remaining employees. There's one for Ty. There's one for Hossrod because technically he's an employee. There's one for Lewisdrag. There's one for Naragan. It's all there.
So is it
a spritz bottle for Greckles?
Spray bottle for him.
Yeah.
Spray him.
Oh, you barbarians! You understand you understand you're bathing in your own waste, don't you?
And
So the rest of you guys are getting in, or
Tass looks to Hossrod.
I'm
You
okay.
are to no kidding, you're okay, but you weren't before. So that means that either you find a place to nestle in here or go inside the tavern more often.
Oh, but there's people there.
No shit, I know there's people. I hate them sometimes too, but I deal.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Borky just kind of floats past.
People, they're the worst.
He like Hostrad sits up and actually kind of sits like at the edge of the hot tub. He goes, "Fine, I'll look into it."
Very well. Task will kind of like gently put the snakes in like a more like close to the surface area, like a shallow area.
You just kind of like gently release them into the water.
Snake
Yep.
bath.
They begin to like swim through the water and like join Hostrad on his side, essentially. He kind of like peels off of his clothes, just wets up in clothes, and just throws them to the side, and all the way down it scales.
Greckles is going to try and find some kind of pail or pan and actually kind of pour off water onto his body, soap up, get clean, then get in.
Yeah, there's basins there that you can use for that.
Right.
There's no plumbing for like a shower though.
Sure.
Task is not getting in. He's going to actually instead collect Tarisk and head to see if head into town.
In town? Okay.
Okay.
You leave. That kind of separates you out.
All right, you know what? Why? What was the problem?
Some things might happen.
Okay, fair enough. Task will not enter the springs though because he's just like, what? It's just water.
There's a chair that's kind of like a beach chair that's kind of leaning down that looks quite comfortable.
All right, I guess I sit in the chair then. It is warm. It does
It is.
warm the cold-blooded brittle bones in me. So very well.
Yeah, it is definitely warm down there. You begin to hear some noises on the other side.
Christ.
Oh.
Okay.
Just
Of
water.
the bathroom?
On the other side of the curtain, there's another side of the curtain.
Okay. I thought you meant like outside in the tavern.
No. On the other side of the bath, there's the right side, which is the women's side, and the left side. You're hearing noises from the right
It's
side.
separated by a curtain?
It's like a giant like fence thing. It's like a giant like almost like wooden partition, but you can't see
Okay.
through it. Yeah, it's like it's kind of like one of those clothing like blockers. I don't know what they're called. They're like an accordion almost. It looks like you can like unhook it and like take it away so you can actually clean.
Right.
But it is obviously set in place at the moment, and you cannot see through it. It is very like solid.
Okay. Now,
But you hear a little splashing.
okay. Is Minetta from My Hero Academia here with us right now?
No.
Okay.
Greckles is actually going to go next to the partition and put a ear next to it.
You just hear someone go, Are you almost there yet?
Intensifies.
Just the Joseph Joestar.
You guys begin to hear footsteps approaching your guys' side of the bath.
Fucking what?
You see Doros round the corner with a towel around his
Oh.
waist.
How tiny is the
Oh.
towel?
It's average size,
But
which
he's-
for him is not average.
So it's very tiny. It looks tiny on him.
Kind of, yeah. Kind of just stops.
Hey, Doros, you here to hang out in the hot springs? It's
Kind of
nice.
does a chin nod. He kind of scans the room and then sees you, Task, and gives you like a nod, like, hey.
Just nods
Like
back.
hot springs. I mean, it's like just a bath. Really.
He gets into the bath with the towel still around his waist. And just kind of slowly descends into the water. And then
And he's only in his torso, even though he's at the deepest end of the pool. Only his torso still remains up out of the surface.
Yeah. He kind of like wades over. It goes up like honestly, like the depth is probably about 5 feet at the middle. It has a decent depth to it. He kind of like leans over and just gently taps on the curtain, and you realize it's Willow. She's like, "Oh, okay," and he just kind of reclines back. Just kind of, he doesn't really know what to say ever, so he's just kind of sitting there awkwardly.
What's up with that? Panic says as only his head is visible above the water, or really his face.
Oh, is that you, Mr. Panic?
Yup.
This bath is wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we're pretty great bosses.
I mean, this is almost as nice as the Avon Temple that Doros used to take me to.
Oh, really?
Waiting.
Borky floats by.
They had
Oh, really?
Doros
Just
kind of like
floats
scowls
by.
at you as you float by, just like,
on the surface of the water. Just
Borky, the water's just Borky's just bobbing around in the water with on his back. Yeah, it's warm.
I mean, they were okay, but there's a lot of people there, so not exactly the most private thing.
Are you the only one back there?
Yeah.
Okay. Guess
Mhm.
Helga still hasn't woken up yet.
No, I don't think she's been feeling very well, but could be the
What's
weather.
wrong?
I don't know. And she
Hmm.
works really hard.
Vel hasn't been feeling well either.
Mm.
I mean, it
Yeah.
is winter.
Gentlemen, do you think it might actually be in our best interest to find a healer or a cleric to at least check over our employees?
We
Well,
have one.
We have one. Where is
yeah.
that little scamp anyway?
Yeah, he left. Like
Left?
left, but he left the building and he hasn't come back since. So,
Huh.
So he left.
well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you told him to do something. I don't.
Did he have anything here besides like?
He
pine
might be
cones and
trying. He might be trying to find his new temple.
random debris.
Another
pine
doghouse.
cones.
You look over and Duros currently has half of his mouth submerged and just blowing bubbles.
We do have a broken well. You don't suppose he's using the well as his base of operation, do you?
Maybe
We
he.
should probably go check.
I hope.
Very well. I'm not submerged. I'll go check.
Okay, you go to check the well. There's nothing there. It's sealed over. Like, you'd really have to try.
You know, come to think of it, he's not that tall. What if he's stuck in the snow?
That would be the most log. That would be the most log thing to happen.
I don't think snow would stop him.
It might. Do constructs rust?
Good question.
Oh no, apparently there's. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go check inside Tarsk's house, a doghouse, to see if there's anything else in there.
No, just Tarisk.
I usher Tarsk to come back with me to the bathhouse. Let him get in there.
That's not.
All right.
That's not log. That's Tarisk.
Tarisk
what?
just like a crocodile just walks into the water until he just
Oh,
submerges.
Greckles' feathers are standing on end. The plumage is everywhere.
I just have been assuming you've been a duck the whole time.
Oh, yeah,
No.
even then, it's just like, oh, there's a dog in the water. There's a dog in the water.
Doros looks like he immediately reemerges and looks really happy to see Tarisk.
Aw.
I start scrubbing Tar's scales a little bit.
Some dirt comes off, dirt, grime, other things.
Oh.
You are filthy. Let me check your mouth.
I'm sorry. Quick question, because I guess I didn't hear it. Is there only one tub or section of the tub?
Yeah.
Like
It is one giant tub that is cut in half with a curtain. Yeah, like a thick wooden curtain.
Oh, ew, Kimo. Oh.
Yeah, you probably you open his mouth, you start picking out like bird legs and like little mice.
Oh,
Like-
Greckles is getting out. Greckles is getting out.
There's like mouse tails. You just kind of have to yank them out, and you're like, oh, you really need some
Oh, Jesus.
What do you feed? What do you feed this guy? Just, whoop. What we got
I
here?
think he
A
feed.
little piece of a pine cone. Whoop.
It's a baby.
Hunts
it's,
when
it's,
he hunts when he pleases, so long as he hunts and he stays active.
just
Bird talon.
Panic. That's not a pine cone. That's a baby tree. Come on now.
Oh. Okay, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get out. Let me
Oh,
know when
hey.
you're done.
Hey, bird brain.
What do you want, fork tongue?
Yeah, you're getting it. Word from my snakes is that a certain someone is currently in the lower crafting district, and he points to a little white, kind of grayish colored snake, and it just kind of looks up to you and like bobs its head up and down like an inflatable whackable man.
Insight.
Hey, go ahead.
Boy, that's a nat one.
Aw.
Oh boy!
He's a liar.
What kind of person is it?
I don't know, Hasrad. I wasn't so sure about your intel after the last time you told me about a certain someone.
Okay, that one was vague.
Do you have any evidence?
He just like slowly descends into the water and like looks towards the snake. And the snake is just like looks at Hasrad, looks to you, like its head kind of tilts in confusion, gets kind of nervous and like slithers away.
Greckles rummages through his belongings that he has in his little cubby, pulls out 100 gold. How about now?
To the snake or to Hasrad?
To Hasrad.
Yeah, she's at the Lower Crafting District. She goes to the glass shop there all the time.
All the time?
Okay, maybe I kept some of that information away for personal
Hasrad!
reasons. Okay.
I got gold in front of you. This is the language that we talk, isn't it?
It is, but I wasn't seeing that until now.
Are you still on about Solly?
Greckles bites his tongue really hard.
Be careful, you got
Really
sharp
hard.
teeth.
With what teeth?
No, he's got teeth. No, it's
His
confirmed
goose
he has
teeth! His fucking goose teeth!
I just see his tongue like sticking out of his beak just so he
Okay,
can bite it.
Monty, you know what Greckles' impulse is going to be. Is that okay?
I mean, it's up to the party.
All right, guys. While you sit here wallowing in your own filth, do you mind if I go check this out?
I got nothing, so you know what? The only reason I wanted to go out was to see what the progress was on the jacket and the cloak, so I guess I could go as well.
Okay, mate, Panic, you want to stay here in the hot bath?
Kind of, but I will go with you guys.
Oh,
if
now
you're
I'm the only
heading
one
out.
not going. Okay.
I would like to make mention, though, I'd like to keep this a little bit covert, if you know what I mean.
You what?
Whatever you
well-
say, Tiger.
Very well, then go ahead. Well, I guess.
What was that?
Whatever you say, Tom.
It was sort of a wink, wink, nudge, nudge thing.
Oh, okay.
Someone should go with him in case more snow falls and it kills him because of his brittle bird bones.
I'll go. Look,
Task it.
I'll go, but I'll stay out of the conversation.
There we go. All right. Now, Panic, let me wash your back.
Borky starts washing Panic's back.
Oh God, the anime has come true.
Let me get the loofah.
Get my barbs too. Get my barbs too.
Okay.
Borky just starts like working a loofah on the barbs.
Greckles is just cringing and twisting his neck like
Also-
a full 180 degrees and just
Keep an eye out for Log.
Doros is like kind of like watching the chaos and like rapidly tapping the curtain, like. And Willow's like, "Oh, I'm just finishing up."
There's so much dirt. There's so much dirt in your horns, Panic.
Yeah, it's almost like I keep getting dirt rubbed in my face every time we go out on the mission or something.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Okay, we're done.
You guys gonna finish up? You guys are all gonna go together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you guys all get kind of dressed up. You do have some spare cloaks, just courtesy of the tavern that you can borrow. Obviously, nothing as you're not climbing a mountain with it, but you can survive the city with it, if that makes sense.
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
You guys set out on the town.
I'm actually gonna be taking. I'm gonna try and stay hidden, taking the roofs if I have to.
It's relatively easy enough to be kind of inconspicuous.
Mhm.
The snow has a lot of people inside. There are now clear paths where wagons have come through and people have kind of made their own paths between the snow. It's been kind of stamped down into like a slick, walkable ice, essentially.
I'm actually going to disguise self to make
Okay.
all of my clothing as white as the snow.
Okay. You fully make your clothes white, and you continue forward. And as you do, the city is there's talk. There's people kind of mulling about. Definitely a lot of people are at one of the blacksmiths like, I need a shovel. I need like 5 shovels, and like people who weren't prepared.
The biggest shovel you got, bigger.
And eventually, you're gonna ask around. Or you're just gonna try and find this place on your own.
Yeah, I'll do some sleuthing. But what do I need to roll?
Investigation.
Yeehaw 12.
Well, okay. You find a dwarven guy who's he's smoking a pipe outside and he's just shuddering at the cold winter air. You ask him about a glass shop and he mentions that there's one that's right on the cusp between the clergy district and the lower crafting district. And that he kind of pointed you in the right direction, or at least what he remembers.
I was about to say, wouldn't I know where that is anyway, based on last session's happenings?
Actually, yeah, no, you would. You absolutely would. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. That's what got me curious, because it's like, oh, house right. Did I really? Is she really there? So okay.
And you do continue on, and then you do kind of notice a little bit of a crowd. Not like a rap rah 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 sort of crowd, but you can tell some people are kind of lingering in bigger groups at nearby shops. You do see a heightened guard presence as well as you begin to approach.
I'd like to climb up something to get a better look if possible.
Silly question, not to take away from this. I just want to clarify. All 4 of us are there?
Yeah. All 4 of you guys.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if we were actually staying back there. Okay, sorry, no worries.
No, you guys are all there. You all notice the guards too. There's probably about 6 or 7 actually, currently sort of stationed around. What you can only assume is just kind of to keep an eye on this shop. You do see the glass shop, very tiny sort of hole in the wall place. And you do see 2 forms currently engaged at the glass shop. Greckles, I need to roll a acrobatics check for me.
Guys, stay here. I'm gonna go get a better look. That's a 24.
Easy enough, even with the ice, which would have imposed a disadvantage. You managed to climb up cold on your talons. Clang, clang, clang. You climb up a side sort of drainage pipe, essentially. And you climb up to the roof. You almost slip on the snowdrift, but you managed to grab into the top tiling of the building and managed to kind of perch Batman style on top with your white camouflage.
Do we see him do this?
Yeah.
He's going about this a really weird way.
Really.
I pull out copy cutter in my bolt and my hand crossbow, and I crouch down. I'm like, I'm Greckles. I must protect my virginity at all costs.
That's very accurate, because you're also not dating Sully.
Correct.
Okay.
You guess
that is my favorite thing about Borky, is just the matter of factness.
It'd be while there's Task putting his cloak over his entire body. Freeze my nips out here.
You really need to
have nipples.
You really need.
Nope, I did that just so everyone can question it. You're welcome.
Is Task wearing pants?
No.
No,
he's
he's not. He's got a cloak. He's got a cloak on.
Fucker pants.
So Greckles, you're on top of the roof. Borky, you kind of have a good sense of height over the majority of people kind of looking. Do you guys approach? Do you guys kind of stay back?
I'm trying to see every single face that I can.
Okay, roll a perception check.
Oh, I'm specs. Give it a go. 10.
Okay. You see one form who you know for sure is Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do see another cloaked form who you assume is Solly. It's kind of hard to see through the snow. You can't really tell if there's other guards near them. But
Right.
you do see those 2.
How many
Those
guards
2
are there?
Mostly on the perimeter, basically, which is the north side where you guys are. There's about 6 or so.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's a lot of guards for a simple outing.
The people on the ground, what are you doing? You just kind of standing there?
Until he gets back, I kind of just wanted to go check on the clothing.
Okay. Borky, you can roll a perception too, because you have height over the crowd.
Okay. I shall. I shall perceive what I can. 18.
18, okay. With your orc eyes, you narrow your eyes down. You kind of look through the guards who are just kind of make your way through. They're just kind of guiding the crowd through. You do see Brooke, who's kind of handing, who you now see as Solly. She's kind of wearing a cloak, simple clothes, not a dress, just simple fine-ish sort of clothes. Looks like kind of like temple attire. Fur cloak on the side. Bork is in his armor. He always is. And he's like handing her a sheet of glass, and you kind of can hear him like mumbling, like, "What about this one?" And then she's like, "No, no, no." Shakes her head and hands it back to the currently gleeful-looking dwarf craftsman who is just like excited to make some money. Like he's full-on car salesman, like rubbing his hands together.
Is he including? Does he have a plaid outfit as well?
No, he doesn't. He's got like the blacksmith attire, but he looks like he's got that sort of like big jovial, like, "Oh, please buy something" sort of smile going on.
Okay.
Hey, Panic. It's Sully in there.
Well, I kind of figured.
Me.
I mean, who else would he go out running across rooftops for?
I would hope us.
Aw.
Oh my god.
I mean,
You watch for a moment, and like you do notice like Sully kind of turns to the crowd. There is a little bit of a crowd now at this point. They're kind of like, "What's going on? Why is the guard here?" Like all that stuff.
Ooh.
Like just like things are being held up at this point a little bit. And then you see Sully pull out a red piece of cloth just from the inside part of her cloak. And immediately, Bork takes the glass in her hand, hands it back to the salesman, and ushers her inside the shop. Like, ushers her inside, essentially.
Oh, well, she gave him red. You know what that means?
And they're both kind of gone. And the guards kind of, like, back up a bit and then just kind of let people through.
Means it's getting serious.
Is that what? Because like, is that what giving red means? Is it like, hey, I like you? I thought that's what blue was.
Do I see the guards kind of disperse to let other people in the shop?
You do, yeah.
Okay.
You do notice one slip inside too as well. Following Bork, probably
Gotcha.
someone in his command.
All right, I guess I'll go reconvene with the others then. Got to get on my Batman pose.
Acrobatics to get back down
Heck yeah.
with disadvantage because of the snow.
Oh no. Well, I've got my grappling hook.
Yep, you're good. You get down easy enough. You just kind of
Okay.
slide down.
G-Man in. Hello, hey guys, what's going on?
Oh, hi. She gave him red. What does that mean?
I have no idea. But as long as they're letting in other people, I see why we can't go in.
I mean, like, he hates you. That's one of the reasons why he probably.
Tash just pushes his way through.
Oh my God! You're breaking the law.
Task breaks the law and proceeds
Oh
forward.
shit! We got one
With
star
that-
now, guys.
I don't give a fuck.
One
With that-
star.
Crimes.
With that, I serve my nickel swagger as he makes his way forward. You guys do make your way to the shop. There is one guard station. The rest of them are kind of just like mulling about for the most part. They're not looking like mean or anything. They're just kind of like talking and like, "Crazy weather, right, Dave? You sure is, Jim."
At this point, I'm dropping camo because there's no reason to have it up. I was just worried that the intel was bad and we might get ambushed.
As you go into like towards the glass shop, the dwarf is kind of now that jovial smile kind of melts and he goes, "They better buy something. Bring out all this glass. Can I help you?"
You just wanted to browse your wares as well.
Right, all right. He's like, "What kind of glass are you looking for? Looking for red glass? You're looking for white glass? Are you looking for blue?"
Look, blue. Blue would be preferable.
"Oh, that's just the shade that she was looking at." And he brings out this like big kind of container of these small sets of glass. "You're from a temple?"
Panic leans down and goes, "Oh."
What? Okay, I'm gonna glance into the shop if there's anything to glance into.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
Alrighty. God, I hope to roll high at one point in time. 18, that's good.
This one has a pretty decent save to it. Yeah, you absolutely hear it. You hear what sounds like someone hyperventilating. And you do hear Bork kind of like in a somber sort of voice, like, "It's okay, just deep breaths, deep breaths, deep breaths," like that sort of thing in the back. You even kind of see a glimpse of him. His back is kind of turned to you, blocking the view.
Is there like other glass material within the shop, or is it all just out front?
There's like boxes of glass. It's like on an outer table, and the inner workings around like what looks like a forge for glass. There's like tools that are on display for sale and things like that.
You know what? I'm gonna have Task take up a hobby. Is there a kit that I can buy that helps me learn how to mend glass?
There is a glass blower's kit. Yeah.
I will take one.
Okay. The dwarf is very happy. He goes, "Oh, top of the line here," and he like grabs you this big kind of case set of like tools and things, and he's just like, if you need to borrow the forge, you're welcome to try rental fees or blah blah blah. And he kind of sells you this whole thing. It is 200 gold pieces for a glass blower's kit.
I am going to sneak in while that is transpiring.
Okay. Roll a stealth check with advantage.
26.
26. Oh, so close. Oh, one away. You manage to like, as the dwarf it like literally turns to like hand the purchase to Task, you like duck between his legs, like kind of like Metal Gear Solid slide on the ground, and you kind of like go up against the wall on the other side to where Brooke and Solly are inside. And you begin to kind of hear their voices, and Brooke's like, "I'm really sorry. I'm sorry, Solly. This was probably too soon. You weren't okay yesterday. I should have figured you wouldn't be okay with it now. Come on, just deep breaths, deep breaths." And she's like, "Oh, yeah, it's okay. I'm okay. Oh, it's better than last time." He's like, "Yeah, you're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing fine. I mean, it's just you don't have your armor. It's fine. And people are curious. That's the only reason why they're looking. That's the only reason why they're looking. All right? They look at me all the time." And she just kind of breathes.
Oh, why does it always gotta be about you?
Jesus.
But I guess Borky and Panic are just looking through, sipping cocoa, looking through the window of the shop, just wondering what's going to happen next.
Yeah, it's.
I'm like leaning out the door with my pipe in my mouth.
I'm actually gonna stay hidden, trying to eavesdrop as much info as I can.
This could go very poorly, Panic.
Do you need something? Brooke kind of leans to Sully, kind of kneels in front of her. "Do you want me to get you something to drink?" And she goes, "Yeah, I think I need something to drink." And he goes, "All right, I'll be right back. Just stay right here, okay?" And he leaves the room.
As soon as he is out of eyeshot and earshot, Sully.
She's hyperventilating, and you don't think this is gonna fucking make that worse?
She like gets up and she smacks against the wall and she goes, "Who's there?"
I walk out of my hiding spot, just holding one of my feathers.
You see her for the first time since you saw her the last time, which wasn't the greatest time. She has no rings under her eyes anymore.
Good.
She looks like she's gotten sleep. She looks almost like 5 years younger.
Ooh.
Than the last time you saw her. And her eyes just go wide. And she goes, and like smacks her hand over her mouth and goes, "Greckles."
Hey, Sully. I know it's been forever.
She just runs and gives you the biggest hug. She just gives you the
I give her the biggest hug freaking back.
That's nice.
Okay.
How have you been? I haven't heard from you in forever. Thank you so much for the stained glass. Beautiful.
I know, thank you so much. I'm doing great. Borky and Panic, you watch as Bork kind of makes his way out, and he kind of talks to the license. "Do you have any water?" He goes, no, nothing to drink." And he goes, "All right." He like looks to one of his guards who's like still kind of stationed next to the building. He goes, "Just keep an eye out at the moment. I'll be 2 seconds." And he like walks away.
Does it look like he's walking back into the room?
No, he's just leaving. He's going to look for water outside
Okay.
somewhere. He's left the building. Meanwhile, inside, Sally's just like, there's been a lot. There's a lot. She sits back down. There's a lot that's happening.
We don't have much time.
No, we don't. We really don't. But he doesn't hate you as much as you think he does. He's just frustrated. He's mad.
I know. And trust me, I think we all would like to talk to him at some air. It has been forever.
It has been. It really has been. There's a lot that's happened. Periton's currently scouting around the shores of Alivast, which is not good. There's a whole layer of problems there, but that's, I mean, I'm sure you know how bad that is.
Right.
And Solar,
What?
I yelled at him. I had another vision with him, and I screamed at him. I yelled at him, and she like grabs her head and kind of leans down. And
Greckles puts his talons over her hands that are her head and tilts it back up. What happened?
He hasn't come back since. I haven't had a single vision with him since then.
What about your power?
I still can heal, but as much as I didn't like it, it's always been there. You understand?
No, I understand. Look, I just want to let you know that we're watching over you.
It's kind of creepy.
Well, I am kind of a creeper.
Call it.
You guys outside watch as Bork is now making his way back with a hot drink in his hand.
Borky taps, like, and Borky tries to get their attention.
Oh,
And he's gonna see if he recognizes you again, because he failed last time. It's a 17 plus. Yeah, Borky, you're at the shop right now, right?
I'm outside window, yeah, looking in.
Bork is like kind of blowing on the drink, and he kind of stops and turns. He goes, "Wait a second, I know you."
What? Oh,
He drops the drink in his hand and immediately rushes into the room.
but do you? Really?
I'm gonna go ahead and wait. Did he like drop it, or
He
did
just
he? Like,
the drink just crashed to the ground. It's now steaming up in the hot winter air.
I'll mage hand it before it hits the ground.
All right, roll a dexterity check.
Dexterity.
Run, Grex, run. He's coming to capture you. Run, Grex.
I know.
6.
Do
You're like drink, and you completely miss it. It falls to the ground. You try to grab it.
Do I see this happening?
Yeah, you see Brooke just drop the drink and just.
All right,
rush
so I'm going to probably cause a commotion. I'm going to stealth my way in front of him so he does trip over me.
in. Okay.
What? How audible is this?
Very audible. You can hear him running. He's wearing full armor. So
I'm going to make it seem like it's his fault that he ran me the fuck over.
All right. Really quick, because I want to have this happen before anything else happens. I want to say I want to give my feather to Sully, say my goodbyes, and jump back into stealth.
No.
No.
You're too late.
Too late.
Oh, is it too late? Oh,
It's
all
too
right.
late. Yeah.
Do I see Task do this? Like step in front of Brork?
Yeah, you do. I need you to roll
Panic.
a deception check as well.
A deception
Me?
check, very well.
Oh no, for task.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
13.
Panic's getting some distance. He's walking away.
Okay, you like back up, and one of the guards is like, "Careful, sir," and you're just like, "Mm-hmm."
Yeah.
Borky joins him. Just, man, that's not good.
Wait, let me look at his bonuses. You once again just one above his check. Rourke is like booking it, like he looks super stressed, and he like gets hooked. His foot gets hooked kind of between, because you're like crouched up like a ball, right?
No, I'm not crushed like a ball. Like I'm pretending like I'm admiring my purchase.
All right, yeah, he totally. He not only does he fall, he completely face plants and slides forward a good.
I
2
will
feet.
fall with him and like have the box hit the floor and just be like, "Oi, watch your step, sir."
He scrambles up. At this point, I want. I think honestly, roll a d20 for me.
Me?
Actually, no, he would make it there in time. The conversation was too long. Yeah, he's gonna make it there. He's gonna be mad about it, but he'll make it there. Greckles, as you kind of turn to leave, immediately you are met face to face with Brooke. He's covered in snow. It's dripping off of his face.
Kiss him.
I take it snow's hit you as hard as it's hit us.
Solly, are you okay? And Solly's like, I'm fine. Honestly, I'm fine, Brooke. Like, she actually stands up and he goes, sorry, you can leave now. And Solly's like, no, he's not leaving.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah.
Can it cut back to panicking and Borky saying he's dead?
Oh, totally.
Sully. With
No,
all due-
Greckles, no. Brork, they're my friends. Brork kind of like bites his bottom lip. He goes,
My glass case.
They dropped you on the ground in front of me and called you a pound of flesh. I don't think they're your friends, Solly.
she just stares at him. Brork
Brork.
stares at you.
Brork, with all due respect. You know what? No. After all that we've done for this town, after what we've recently done, you're still hung up on that? After our little talk earlier, I was willing to let that go and try to start fresh. Now you're trying to sit here and tell me that you're not willing to do the same?
Yeah, definitely dead.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, there's no way he's getting out of this.
Oh.
I think I hear the sword sinking into his skull right now.
He's got such
we
small
have-
bird bones, you know. It's just...
we have done so much to work with this city for the betterment of it, the betterment of our home and everyone that lives here.
I'm sorry.
Don't you think it's time that maybe we just put all this aside and just start working together?
Did Task hear any of this?
You are overhearing this. Yeah, you're currently gathering up your glass.
Okay, but I could give two rats ass about that. I want to just know that I heard this conversation because there's something I want to do.
Okay. Bork kind of turns to you, Greckles, and he goes, "This isn't about the city, though. This is about her."
And I have been respectfully away. I have not meddled. I don't know what else I have to prove.
T. Solly steps forward and says T. Bork kind of turns, kind of confused. What?
Yeah, Greckles turns confused too.
T.
T.
Let's go get tea.
You know what? That sounds like a fine idea on a cold day.
With me, though, right? And with me? And Solly looks up kind of like stern face and goes, "No, with everyone." You see him kind of like, he reaches for his side, kind of patting around, and he kind of like tilts it out. He goes, Solly, I don't.
Brork, let's try to make this work.
Let me just talk to her first, all right? Just give me 2 seconds.
That's fine. That's fine. I will be outside.
Okay.
I kind of wanted while Brork was talking between them, since overhearing that like they threw you on the ground and everything, I want to Task just brazenly walk into the picture in front of Sully.
No, like that Mega 64 video where he walks around the corner of Miyamoto dressed as Link. Oh shit! Walks away.
Yeah. No, but I want Task to make himself visible and not give a fuck if Brork is like, "Hey, you can't do that." Like, I don't give a fuck.
I've
You know,
served my
come to think of
nickel
it,
pump.
Task might be dead too.
That's true. I mean, it's true. Like, he ran him. I mean, those guys ran him afoul pretty face. You think it would have been us, right? You think it would have been us, but no,
Guys.
Oh, hi,
Just chill
Greckles.
out. Just chill out. Let's let this play out.
Task stands before Sully, making himself visible, and if Brork's saying anything, it's just pretty much the Charlie Brown.
It's, like Brooke is talking to her. He's just like, I don't know. I mean, does this make you happy? I don't understand exactly what this is supposed to do. Like, he's like talking to her, and she goes, I think I need to catch up.
Task unveils his hood and pulls it down.
The helmet.
Yeah, no, like the helmet and the hood like goes back, and he reveals his full head.
Task. There's a hesitation, a shame.
Task
almost.
holds his hand up. No, you don't need to feel shame. I should be ashamed of myself. I spoke out of fear. And Brork, do you want to say something? Please go ahead.
No, he just turns. Do you say that to him? He like goes up his bathroom. You're like, no, you want to say something? You say something. Roll an intimidation check.
No, I just want Brork. Yeah, just like Brork. I just like if he goes like, you don't. Tash just wants to fucking look him dead in the eye. Excuse me, I'm talking.
Barking like a Pomeranian.
17.
17, not bad. Wisdom, he is a paladin. No, he does not pass. That's a 15 for him.
Yeah, so if he says something, Tash just looks at him, excuse me, I'm not done talking.
He closes his mouth and is like, all right, I'm just going to back up.
Looks back to Sully. I should be ashamed for what I've done and what I've said. I spoke out of fear, and in the heat of the moment, I was afraid for myself and for everyone else. In all sense, we were feeling the pressure of an apocalyptic situation. Something in the past, I knew all too well. But after some time and after some soul searching in a way, I have learned that keeping that bottled rage and fear and anxiety all inside me will just kill me in the end. I can't ask you for your forgiveness. I don't have any right. But if you can find it...
Before you can even finish your sentence, she's on one knee and she grabs you and she pulls you in for a big hug.
Task will hug back.
So
Who has both halves of Liza's mask?
I know. Actually, you know who has both halves? Panic does.
I have both halves of Panic's of Liza's mask.
You hear a...
Well, was them dying part of the things we needed to do?
Oh man.
So
Jeez.
Thank goodness they're out of our lives forever.
Let's put out a new ad for need Archer with attitude problem and Rogue with attitude problem.
We've already got the Welch. She's just pink Greckles.
That's true.
You know, guys, I'm literally standing right here.
Ah!
We're outside, far away from the show.
No, I'm not.
no, he left.
Yeah, we
He-
are.
He walked out.
Oh, you guys walked out. Okay.
Oh
I
my
didn't know-
God, Greckles, you're alive! Hooray!
I thought you guys were still hanging out.
I look at the mask.
both halves are now together.
Oh shit.
What?
It's still cracked to hell, but both of the halves have found their way together and have resealed.
Borky, look.
It's one mask now.
Borky holds it in his hand. How many cracks are there still?
There is one.
Oh, damn! Almost done. Whatever it is. is.
Solly lets go of you, Task. She kind of like wipes her face and kind of like grits her teeth, like no crying aloud.
Task takes a step back, nods his head, and like stands at attention like a soldier.
Burke, if you let me have tea with them, I will dance with you at the upcoming event. Burke opens his mouth, goes, "You don't have to do that." She goes, "I feel like I have to."
Bork, after everything, I too also know that you probably can't forgive us, and I don't blame you. However, overhearing Greckles, it is true. For all the work that we've put into this city, to make this our new home and to see it thrive, I feel that for the betterment of all of us, we should just move on with our lives and start again.
Tea. And he kind of repostures himself. He grabs Solly's cloak, puts it over her, and leads her outside.
Task will follow.
And that is where we will end the session for tonight.
Yeah, that was awesome. Woo!
I was waiting so fucking long to get that apology out. Yeah!
That is really okay. So silly question, because I can tell there's like something connected to the mask with each of us individually. I guess. Oh geez, so like Borky had one with Digsby, Task just had his, and Panic had his with Helena. I guess the last person is Greckles.
Ooh, maybe.
But guys,
I don't know. What do you want from me?
I don't know. Just don't know. That was, by the way, that was so awesome. Just being able to have that confrontation finally, like that.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that happened.
And then next session we'll have tea.
Yeah!
I can't wait for
Tea
the
time.
I can't wait for the awkward tea time. It's gonna be like it's gonna be like the awkward dinner from 22 Jump Street.
So quick question: are we gonna call this episode the Hot Springs episode?
Yes,
No, because no hot spring shenanigans happened yet.
that's true.
Yet.
But But there was a hot springs at play.
Oh, Making Us Whole. That's a pretty good title.
Yes.
2 feet of snow.
2 feet of snow is really good.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Virgin v Chad. Okay.
Bath time.
All right. There's a lot of options. I got a couple of quick shout outs here. Wonky Love with the 10,000 bits. That's a crazy
Probably
bit.
stop recording.
Oh yeah, we should.
bye,
Yeah.
Austin.
Bye,
Bye,
Austin.
Austin.
Oh my goodness, that was really. And what episode is this, guys? This is episode
50.
49.
Oh, 49. I'm sorry. Jesus.
Almost episode 50. That's gonna
So
be
this
crazy.
is our 1-ish year anniversary, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Our
We started
anniversary was on the 3rd.
That
Yeah, our we started up on June 3rd.
it's crazy to think that we've been doing this for a year, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
a real fast Wonky Love 10,000 bits. A very happy birthday from the Netherlands. Thank you so much for all the entertainment. Thank you so much for the 10,000 bits.
Damn.
We got 1,000 bits from Thunder King. Bam! Winter. 1,000 bits. That's not bad. That's not bad. Black Fox 51413. 1,000 bits. Furiously throws money at face. This is for streaming during my work schedule. Runs away into night. Seriously, whether you read this or not, you have been such an inspiration to my life. And while I won't go on about how bad my depression is, it's just not like that. You have helped me out tremendously at looking on the bright side of the world. I love the Unexpectables so much. Here's to another year of wacky and incomprehensible adventures. Thank you so much. Dark Lord Pope, thank you for the 1,000 bits for all the feels with Sully. Monty, you're amazing. I agree with Dark Lord Pope for the 1,000 bits. Probate, Cold Bodies, Warm Hearts. 1,000 bits. Not a bad name, Probate. Winter.
I had one, but I don't know if it's cheesy or not.
No, do it. What is it?
Snow Angel.
Oh.
Shut up. That's
that's
perfect.
cute.
No,
That's-
shut up. That's perfect.
Turian Batman, 1,000 bits. Birthday, doodly dee. Thank you so much, Turian Batman.
Oh, someone just said it in chat too.
Probate, 1,000 bits. Is Skinny's husband Fluffy a ragdoll or Maine Coon tabaxi? Sounds like the kind of thing you with names like those, Monty. 1,000 bits for Probate. Oz195, 1,000 bits. Sorry here, guys. I don't... In best time, don't enter my kitchen without permission or I'll fucking cut you. And Rust to the
Jesus.
Bronze, 1,000 bits. Just finishing my campaign. The players pulled the cards out of the deck of many things. Oh, fuck.
Oh no, you.
All right.
Well, say goodbye to that campaign.
Yeah. Screw
Oh god.
2B, thank you for the 205 bits. Knack 2187, thank you for the 400 bits. Can't stick around. Thank you so much though for saying it out, dude. Arapen, thank you for the 500 bits. But there's people in there. And real fast here. And from Helixox with 5,110 bits. Awesome session, guys. Sorry I haven't been around the other streams as much. Being busy and such. Not sure, but I may have to slow down a bits wise during the summer since I won't be working until the end of June for all July. I'll do what I can though. Hey, thank you so much, Helix, nonetheless. Thank you so much for the 5,110 bits. Appreciate you nonetheless. Thunder King 8, thanks for the 500 bits. That's adorable and I love it. We'll fight anyone who says otherwise. And Nishikirnenrai, thank you for the 100 bits. Bath and Blues. All right, yeah, but no, seriously, we've been doing this campaign for a year, and I'll say this admittedly that this campaign's actually, when things got really rough for me, this campaign every week was the one stable thing. It kind of was that anchor in the week, kind of like an ocean of troubles. And I want to thank every single one of you guys for like saying yes to this silly idea, and my sister Nadine for like agreeing to kind of put your art out there, because it was very intimidating what I asked you to do,
Oh yeah, it was.
But I want you to know
If you go back and you listen to the first episode, you can just hear me vibrating
you were
in the
so
chair.
you were,
like,
you were so confident. You are so confident now that you're shooting us down hard. It's great. No, it's great. It's fantastic, and it truly is a.
Hopefully in a nice way.
It truly is. I really feel privileged that you're my first DM. Like it's really the next person has a lot to live up to, so to speak, for this so far, and it's been an amazing year. And I want to personally thank everyone who's donated, and I gotta give a quick shout out to Probate as well. If it wasn't for his initial investment when we were just casually throwing around the idea, I don't know if the ball would have maybe gotten going, but he definitely kicked it hard enough that it flew down the hallway a fair amount.
I was unemployed, so
yeah,
I
no,
mean,
it was really crazy, and all the support you throw our ways really helps with this. And Zelmegas, thank you for the 500 bits.
if I can make a shout out to some community builders as well.
Absolutely, please.
I mean, we've got our fantastic artists who have worked on the show. We've had Star Pirate. We've had that Art Jack. We've had Citric King. We've had a few guest artists, though their work wasn't actually seen. Siggy Ku did Ozzy's token. as well as Malavicted Sebastian Strong's tokens. The other thing is we also had Shehelem, the Wiki Mom, is what she goes by. She has been painstakingly taking care of our Wikia as a resource for our artists, for our animators, for anyone who wants to do any sort of fan project or even jump into the show and wanting to kind of like read about the characters to learn about them. So I'd like to thank those people for definitely like helping out building the community and being invested and the Discord as well, everyone with their fan theories and all their fun sort of their fan ideas have been quite good. I interestingly enough, Euromagister was made by the Discord. He was made using a bunch of straw polls in the Discord and was created that way. So kind of goes to show like what fun we can kind of have with the community in regards to the show. So yeah. Finger crossbows.
Prexis, thank you so much for the 1,000. Thank you guys for the show. You're the reason I started playing D&D, and thanks to Taka's Borky for being a big inspiration for my first character. No worries.
Aww.
I want to personally thank each of you. Like Zito, thanks for saying yes. You know,
Hey.
you had a really. I mean, you told me about your original experience, the idea of you playing a D&D campaign again. You're like, all right, you want me to DM? I'm like, no, I want you to play. Play? Dungeons
Yeah,
and
that's pretty
Dragons?
much how that went down. Just like, wait, what the fuck? You want me to play? What is this?
What? What? And it's really, dude, it's been a crazy year, hasn't it? And
It has.
it's really been cool to see your kobolds take off for what you're doing with them. That's really freaking neat because I know how much you love them. I knew it before any of you did.
Well, I'm glad. I'm super glad that. Yeah, I know. Like kobolds, like in D&D, have their own thing, but it's just like it's something special to see that people like had taken to my design, and I'm just like, oh, like being the guy who wanted to make this into something in some way. I'm just like, oh, that's actually super awesome, sweet, and I don't know how to look at that without being like. I don't like. I just flabbergasted that people like the design. Emotion. The fuck? Where are these? Ah, my chest. What the fuck? What was that pumping feeling? Fuck! Ah!
Back card 20. Thank you for the 1,800 bits. This has made my weeks bearable during some harder times for me in my life. Thank you. Thank you so much for the 1,800 bits back card. But yeah, Zito, thank you so much for saying yes, dude. It's been great having you.
Thank you for having me.
And I gotta talk to Goomba here. Goomba.
Yeah.
I'm glad I asked you. You were like. Oh, D&D, huh? Like, he literally said it like Greckles would. Huh, D&D, huh?
Well, I mean, I've got a relatively D&D with both good and bad experiences, but it's been years upon years since I've played. And truth be told, like, I love the fact that there are so many people that are like, man, I love to hate Greckles. And I'm like, you know what? Good. That's how I made him. I've always played the nice guy, the gentle giant, the healer. I wanted to play an asshole for once just to see if I can do it. And it's been rough. I'll admit it's been super rough to try and figure him out as his character develops, but I'm having a lot of fun. And I'm going to come out and say it. I don't give a shit if you don't like my weeb antics. I have fun, and we are here to have fun.
Damn right we are.
It's always been the goal since we started.
Well, thank you so much for saying yes. And lastly, but certainly not least, Snake, man, it was when I hit you up, I was like, I hope he's good, and fuck if you're not the best. You're so good at this game, dude. Yeah. Thunder King 8. Oh my god, thank you. Oh,
initially, I saw you guys were doing the campaign. I was like, oh hey, if you ever need stuff with like rules and stuff, or if you want like a consultant, I can go ahead. And he's like, hey, are you free like every Wednesday? And I'm like. Is he asking me to be in the campaign? Am I going to be in a D&D campaign? So I said yes, of course.
And yeah.
Here we are. So you literally found me off the street begging
We
to
kidnapped
let me
you.
help you.
Yeah. No, Nadine kidnapped you. Let's clarify.
So,
By the way,
it's like that scene in Invader Zim where the hobo kind of like walks the street. It just says Taka's name over it, and he stops at the door, grabs the guy sitting at the bar eating his soup, and runs out the door. Football under the shoulder. Run!
Oh, my soup.
Thunder King 8, thank you for the 1,000. Thanks to all you guys. Thanks to all the people who made this show possible. And dear Lord, I'm going to miss you when I'm in the desert for 6 months.
Oh,
Thank you so much for your service. Whew.
absolutely.
6-month tour. Yikes. 1,000 bits though. Thank you so much. But no, seriously, Snake. It was when I hit you up for voiceover for the Helsing, because I like when you submitted to the Tiba competition, I'm like, oh, he's got a good voice. I'll make sure to remember that when I need some extras. And I gave you that character because I figured you had the acting chops. You had knocked it out of the park, and then I, suggested you for the Broly movie, and then I felt bad because I want to work with him more. But I'm just really happy that you said yes to being in this campaign, dude, because you've actually become one of my close friends.
Yeah, this is doing the Unexpectables has been one of the best experiences of my life, I will say.
Yeah,
It's been a really great ride, and I hope the ride continues.
I gotta say, I was a little stressed out because all these guys have phenomenal acting experience and have done this for such a long time. I did drama in high school and early to mid college, and that was 10 years ago. So me being the type of person I am in front of all of these great actors, I'm like, God, I hope I can at least swing par.
Man, it's like it. I just think about everything this year that's changed, and I'm just really happy because I also want to give a shout out to our of course our guest stars. We got to start off with Star Pirate as Rivi.
Oh.
Thank you so much to the always lovable, ever so affable Lanny Pator as Digsby, Edward Bosco as freaking Remy, and of course the best little druid, Lime Alicious as Lily.
Why does she have to live in the UK? We should kidnap her too and make her live in Canada.
We shouldn't.
Dude, she tries so hard to get into America for cons. She tries.
Yeah.
Philip Chandler, thank you for the 500 bits. Thank you for the laughs and the tears in your campaign. I'm looking forward to facing your orcs in the round robin. Oh, thank you. A bonus, Josh. Thank you for the 1,000 bits. Bless you all you for doing this. Been listening to the older episodes while busting through artwork. Keep it up. And Equinox thank you so much for the 500 bits. Here's some robots, guys. Thank you, and thank you again, bonus, Josh.
All right, well, we have next week. Next week will be interesting.
I can't wait for just that.
Will be fun.
It's going to be that awkward tea time. It's going to be awkward. Can I have some sugar? What'd you say? Can I have some sugar?
Oh no, I'm just gonna have Jasmine say, if Bork is gonna make it awkward, dude, stop! Don't do that.
I still want.
Just stop
I just want I just want Borky and Panic to be outside with with coffee cups on the go. Just I think this is gonna go down. We don't even have to be involved in this, really.
No, not really.
Not really, I know.
Man.
But
I'm going for the tea.
So we're gonna call this episode Snow Angel then, right, Nadine?
I think so.
Snow Angel, this is episode 49 or whatever it is on the podcast. But guys, thank you again, SF Cody, for the 500 bits. And this is episode 50 next week, guys.
Yeah.
So from
50th episode.
So from all of us here in the Unexpectables, to you, thank you. And we'll see you next week, Wednesday, at 7 o'clock PST, 10 o'clock EST, and 9 o'clock CST. And whatever for the rest of the world. I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm just... What?
Well said.
It's big. It's a big world. Bye. Say bye, everybody. Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.